titties in movies anymore, and we only see dicks. Hey, anyone notice this? Yes, I love titties. Big old titties.
What's up, you beautiful bitches in the chat? We're back for the CAMELCAST episode 80, and we got some beautiful people on today. I'm so excited to hang out with and take my shirt off in front of all of them and rub my titties. It's gonna be great. We got we got RaikenNight. What's up, dude?
What's up? How's it going, man?
First time on here. How you doing, man?
Yes, I'm doing well, man.
Awesome. Yeah,
a little tired, but I'm doing well.
Dude, same. You sent me a picture and it was so beautiful. I was like, damn. It was like, send me a picture for the thumbnail. And this dude just puts his shades on and sends me a picture. Wearing the same damn clothes and everything right now. Looking amazing. Well, dude, I'm glad you're here. We got a lot to talk about. I hope you have a good time. And I know I'm going to have a good time. How you doing, Hypnotic?
I'm good, man. I'm glad to be back, hanging out again. Yeah. You know how it goes.
We had a great stream last time. All we did was talk about black people for 3 hours.
I know. And we didn't get canceled, which was great.
It was the funnest stream I've ever had. No, it's a lot of fun. And I'm glad you're back. We're going to talk about a lot of spicy stuff today. It's going to be
I like spice.
Cool. And it's been freaking kick ass. Every time I click on your channel, your subscribers are astronomically higher. I'm like, damn.
I'm trying, man. Trying. YouTube just is not having it sometimes, but I'm trying, you know. Consistency wins the game. So
I miss those times when I would update my studio app and it's just like 1,000 more. I'm like, whoa.
You know what it is? They want you to quit. That's what it is. So you get all those thousands and then they just completely kill you. And then they like want you to be dead for like 2 months, but then they realize you're still uploading. And they're like, all right, cool. We'll put you back in the algorithm again. So that's it.
Just make a video about Gerard the Completionist. That's what I did. That shit exploded. I was like, damn.
Or just grift on Doctor Who. You just
also true, which is what we're going to do tonight. We're going to talk about some Doctor Who tonight. We're going to do the ultimate grift and talk about the new Doctor Who's specials and everything going on. The ratings decreasing, the people coping so hard coping. It's just hilarious. But that's another story for another day. Epic Mike's here. How you doing, dude?
Hey, thank you for having me, man. I'm just chilling. I was like, man, what do I do tonight? And then I saw you tweet it out, and I was like, oh, I think I know what I'm doing tonight. So
yeah, dude.
Yeah,
I'm glad.
I'm good. I'm glad the holidays are almost over.
Real.
Somebody said in the chat he looks so thrilled. I'm just tired, man. It's just been nonstop every day. It's like the holidays are supposed to be relaxing. I was like, oh, dude, I don't have anything to do for like 3 days. Nope, it was every single day doing something. So no, I'm super happy to be here. I'd rather be doing this than running around doing holiday shit right now. So
dude, same. Dude, to be fair, I just made a fire. If anybody's friends with me on Snapchat, which I don't think anybody is, I make a fire every night and I just take a snap of my feet in front of my goofy fire and I just move my couch right in front of my fireplace and I just sit there all night. Was sipping on whiskey. That's all I do all night.
That was really relaxing.
It is. Yeah. It is. I've almost killed it. I have this much left of Woodford because I'm taking it easy. Right? I'm not trying to be Nick Ricada today and get blitzed.
Nice.
I'm trying to be Cody and being kind of blitzed.
I like how half the bottle's taking it easy. That's great.
I joined Nick invited me on his stream. I was laying in bed with my balls out. Nick texts me and says, here's a link to my show. It's like 4 a.m. I'm like, what? I go in there, join his show. My boy's blitzed.
So I was watching that last night. He was so gone.
Well, my favorite part was like I saw something about you being on there and I was like, oh. So I was like watching the stream, and as the stream goes on, you see Dick get progressively lower in his chair.
Yeah, he's like down
here. Like you're talking, and he's like down here, and he's like, oh, dude,
the drugs flow.
He just melts, man. That's what happens. But yeah, if there's any Red Boys today, I'm gonna swig on my Woodford, since it's gonna be the last CAMELCAST of the entire year, last CAMELCAST of 2023. So every Red Boy today, super chat. If there is any, I'm gonna swig some of the Woodford Reserve. And let me hit these super chats that are already popping in. The early adopters. We're up against the 252nd Naked Snake in a row. We already hit the goal. 24-hour stream will probably be third week of January. I have to do a NASCAR thing in Daytona the second week of January, so I got to be really focused before I start doing that shit. So
just do a 24-hour stream the night before, get hammered, everything.
Show up, just get in the car, go 200, die immediately. Billy says tonight's gonna be one gay ass night for sure. Only if we had Nick, it'd be the ultimate gay night. And also get Wavy Web Surf and Justin Wang on. I asked Justin Wang and he responded and he said he's not collabing right now. No thanks. And I was like, well, I'm actually thrilled he responded. Some people don't even respond.
Nice.
But I would love Wavy Web Surf. I do have Carl Jobst coming on in probably next week or the week after. So look forward to that. Thank you, Billy. I appreciate you, dude. Helena with the $2.99 super sticker. I appreciate you, baby. Holy ozone, Mr. Rob. With the $10 super chat and K to the Swiss. Thank you. I appreciate you. So how'd Raiken, how'd your Christmas go, man?
It was good. I just spent time with my family. That's it. Just chilled all day.
Did you get anything cool?
New monitor, which I needed because I was just using the shitty one that I got from my last job as like a secondary monitor.
You didn't get that bad dragon dildo I sent you?
No, it's still shipping. Still shipping right now.
Good. Yeah, that thing's at the base of it, it's like 8 inches around. I'm like, who even needs this? Who is this for? A cow? Like, what the fuck? You just ridiculous.
That thing is get like going through customs and like people are like they're like opening this up and it's like, what the fuck is this?
I kind of want to do that. Like next time I go on a trip, it's kind of a laid back trip. I just want to get my bag and just fill it to the brim with dildos and then send it to the TSA thing.
I'm surprised you didn't go to like the Chrissy's thing with a bunch of dildos.
Yes. Well, dude, I didn't sleep at all. I did not sleep at all. I was so destroyed. And then we get to the place and I've been awake for over 30 hours. Zia picks me up from the airport. We go there, go to Pocono, and I get there and I immediately start drinking Woodford. And I black out so fast that I didn't even know where the hell it was so fast. And I slept for 14 hours. It was a nightmare.
Damn.
Ugh.
You think you'd know better by now that
you had a fun time, but yeah.
You think you know it better after doing your cuts that you should, work your way up to drinking and not just go in the paint.
Yeah, that was dumb of me. By the way, I hear a smoke detector beeping. That's yours, right, Mike?
No, I don't have any smoke.
What? There's no way. There's no way.
I don't have any smoke detectors in my house.
Wait, hold on. What?
That's not legal.
Depends on where you live,
Oh, that's true.
No, I do, but no, mine are
burnt
actually like plugged into like the wall. They don't beep. Like they have a backup battery, but they don't beep because I have power in my house. So.
Damn.
I can check mine. I don't know. I don't think it's mine. I think it's mine. I can check.
No, it's the meme that like when you it's like every black guy like in the background you hear the beeping, the chirping of his.
It's way too accurate and it kind of bothers me a little bit.
I grew up in a trailer park until I was 20. My parents are still there too, and I remember I would be on Xbox Live and my friends would be like, "What's that chirping?" And I'm like, "I don't know. I couldn't even hear it." It was like I couldn't even hear it.
You went ear blind, yeah.
Yeah, and they were like, "Dude, I hear it chirping." I'm like, "I don't know what it is." Sorry, no idea. I was basically a black kid.
Yeah, basically.
I was a pale ass black kid.
So you watched the TikTok? Did you watch like the sequence of all the black people trying to?
Yeah, they're always like, "I don't know what y'all are talking about." Then you hear it beep in the background again. There's like 30 in a row. I'm like, Jesus. All you got to do is change the bitch out. Jesus.
Yeah.
Dude, I have one in my new house. I bought a house recently and there's smoke detectors everywhere. They don't do that. They scream.
Yeah.
They get pissed. They're like, they'll beep like real fast and then like do a like distorted chirp. And I'm like, I got to change that shit because that's terrifying. I hate it.
They're like, nope, you can't be black today. You gotta change this.
There is no black left in you. Johan says, nice Peter Steele shirt, you big gay. Thank you, my friend. Love Typo Negative. He's the man. Thank you, Johan. Thank you. What about you, Hypnotic? What'd you do for Christmas? Hypnotic's dead. He done left.
He fell asleep. He was like, oh man, this is a good time.
That's the cool thing about having like an avatar. You can just be like, just chill, do something else. Yeah. Masturbate the whole time. Yeah, what'd you do?
No, I'm not dead. I was checking my smoke detector because you made me self-conscious now.
Oops.
So just give me 2 minutes. Give me 2 minutes.
What'd you do for Christmas, Epic Mike?
So the day before Christmas, we had our like official Christmas. Me and my family, we watched a shit ton of movies. We watched what did we watch? I don't remember what we watched. We watched like a bunch of Christmas movies leading up to Christmas. And then we opened a couple presents and then just chilled. And then Christmas Day, I didn't want to do anything, but I had to go visit family, drive around on Christmas Day. It's a great time.
Yeah, I don't actually, I haven't seen my family in such a long time. And so I never, all my friends were like, yeah, we went to 3 different like family homes. And I'm like, yeah, I didn't do anything. On Christmas Day, I was in my house in front of my fire.
That
And I went to the
so
gym.
relaxing.
I went to the gym at like noon. There was a lot of people at the gym.
Were there really? I was going to ask. There's probably not a lot of people on Christmas, but maybe they're just all like,
yeah.
It's like,
well, it's people like me. I mean, where I live, it's like that city. I remember when I was back on my Tinder days, every girl I'd hang out with was from like Arkansas, Kansas, California. None of them were from where I was from. So they would come in and they would quite literally want to hang out with me on Christmas Day or something. I'm like, you want to hang out on Christmas Day? Like, yeah, I don't. My family's like across the U.S. I'm like, well, damn, it's just like me. I don't do shit. I'm back.
I mean, it's like one of those things. You want to make memories, but like sometimes the memories are like, stressful for the parent, and the kids are having a good time. And you're like, I guess that's cool, But like, I don't know. Like, I got like some games for my kids, like, and stuff like that. So I was like, I'd rather just stay home and like play stuff and just chill, not go out and run around everywhere. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess that's the difference. Is I don't have children, so I ain't gotta do nothing.
It's pretty based.
I ain't gotta do nothing.
Yeah,
that's
pretty based. Not children that I know. I'm sure there's a few of them out there, but
yeah, like those don't count. Yeah, you don't count. You just your Genghis Khan doesn't count every single kid he has. He just counts the ones that hang around him. And if you don't have them around, you're like,
exactly. Yeah.
Based.
Thank God for that. Trent Westbrook says, "Bro, how you doing, Trent? I hope you're doing well. I love you and I miss you. And I hope you're doing good. I hope you had a good holidays. And I hope you're sipping on some Woodford Reserve and enjoying your retirement. Thank you so much, Trent. I love you. Appreciate you for the first Orange Boy of the night, closing in on that rainbow night. Thank you, my friend. Make sure you guys like the show in honor of Epic Mike, RaikenNight, and Hypnotic. Hypnotic. What'd you do for Christmas, man?
Dude, honestly, I just kind of hung out with family and just relaxed, bro. I don't ever get to relax. So I actually took a day off from YouTube, surprisingly. I didn't upload for a day and it felt weird. I didn't know what I was doing with myself. So that was it. Just basically relaxed. Didn't do much. I'd rather do nothing than constantly do like everything nonstop. So
yeah, that's kind of how I am. And it's funny because I went to refresh my page on my YouTube Studio app and my last video is like eight days ago. And I'm like, oh my God.
Oh, yeah.
That's the longest ever, I think. I just I've been streaming and the streams perform so well in views lately that they almost feel like videos now. Like,
right,
1,000, 800,000 concurrent every single show. And I'm like, well, damn, like I don't really want to make a video. Now, although I have so many video ideas, and then I sit down to make one and I film it, and it's like extremely like I don't know what the word is. I'm like really on when I do it, and then I get finished the one, and I'm like, I'm just gonna send that to my editor and then not do another one for like a week.
Yeah, no, I get that. I mean, I do 2 videos a day every day, 7 days a week for a year straight. So like to take that one day off felt strange.
Damn. God, I would die.
I do die. Often. Quite often.
I die inside.
You just got to come back to life. That's it.
Yeah, that's kind of how it is, especially when you get the ball starts rolling really fast. Like last year I traveled every weekend. I was somewhere. I was somewhere in the U.S. every weekend. And this year, I was thinking to myself, well, this year it won't be as bad because I'm only going to do half the races that I did last year in the series I'm in. And, then I'll just do my normal cons and it'll be totally chill. And then the NASCAR team messaged me and the NASCAR thing started happening. And I was like, well, shit, there's 3 or 4 weekends gone. And then at the minimum, and then one of my buddies, that has a band that's touring in the U.S. here soon, messaged me. He's like, you should tour with us and play guitar. And I'm like, well, there goes another several
That's
weeks.
Fucking cool.
It's like every day. The tours are like every single day. It's not like, how bands are. They'll do it every day of the week. They're somewhere else. And I'm like, well, there goes a couple weeks. I'm like, well, damn, it's starting to line up. I got to go to Matsuri. I got to go to my friend Anna's wedding, that Star Wars girl. I got to do all these things, and they're starting to line up. And I'm like, oh, no, it's getting worse and worse and worse.
Oh, yeah.
Damn.
That's awesome.
It's going to be a very eventful year.
It is. I'm already excited for it to be over. Please, God. Oh, Jesus.
I'm going to try to make it out to that Colorado show.
Oh, that's going to be great. Oh, a lot of people are going to plan on going to that one.
Yeah. Like I can easy flight, like 2-hour flight for me. I'm like,
I'll probably fly out there and then just stay for like a week or two and like kind of go to their surrounding shows that they're going to be playing, and that's kind of what I'm looking forward to. But I'm also not looking forward to Doctor Who. So we were going to talk about Doctor Who today, and there's a lot of people coping on Twitter about this, and I'm sure you guys have seen it. There's people saying, well, viewership numbers don't mean anything. And I'm like, well, actually they mean everything. And we're starting to get into this weird time in history where it's like box office numbers don't mean anything. And, you know, reviews mean nothing. It's just about if you like it personally. And I'm like, no, if it's not profitable, eventually it needs to suck. And they announced that Rey Skywalker, Daisy Ridley, is going to have a trilogy, right? That's like what's basically officially announced.
Because that's a great idea.
No one
didn't already have one.
That. No one wants to see that. 0 people. Rey Skywalker figurines sit on the shelf and get mold all over them from kids spitting on them because they hate them. I want the Luke Skywalker, the young one, not the old gay one. I want the young manly one that was cool and full of hope and not terrible and drinking titty milk all day. Even though I'm all about the titty milk in real life, I'm not about the alien green titty milk. That's weird, right? So I don't understand that move. I'm still confused because there was this rumor that there was going to be a Daisy Ridley like trilogy for a long time, and it's all but confirmed now. And I just don't understand the point. And then that's completely parallel to Doctor Who just going in the shitter. We all thought, dude, when I heard my boy was coming back, David Tennant, I was like, oh no, okay. And then it's like Russell T Davies and all these. They're completely changing the direction of the show. And I'm like, oh wow, they're course correcting. I can't believe it. And then right before it came back, Russell T Davies starts being a freaking like petulant child on Twitter, and I'm like, and then it comes out and it's like pronouns, giant Furby. I'm like, no, the giant Furby does not care about pronouns. It's a giant Furby. Yeah. That is that's an 18 to 24-year-old white woman thing in the West. It's and it's like, oh, all aliens will know about this because this is so future, like emotionally mature, and all future societies will know about pronouns. And I'm like, no, they won't, because it's just crazy as mentally ill women in the West. That's what it is. The other parts of the world isn't happening. It's only the West, only in Western countries. That's it. It's not even in freaking Mexico. You tried to put Latinx on them. They're like, eat my ass. Ain't happening.
Yeah.
But nobody's going to be utilizing pronouns in 10 years, probably. So.
Nope, it's a fad. It's like goth, and goth's not around anymore.
No. It got replaced by LGBTQ.
Yeah, but the difference is you can take the eyeliner off Hypnotic. You can't reattach your penis.
You also can't take. Well, anyway, I was gonna say you can't take the dick out your ass, but
I mean, I guess you could. You
could, but once it went in there, that's it.
Yeah, you broke the seal.
You broke the seal. You're done.
Oh, God, and you might what if you like it? That's the what I'm worried about. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Mike knows.
It's not gay if you don't like it. You're like, I don't like this. I'm just
no, it's fucking gay. I'm sorry.
Be like Gerard Butler. Be like, listen, I'm not gay. I just, you sometimes have sex with men. You're like,
if there is a tip of a penis anywhere near your anal vicinity, that is automatically gay. It doesn't even have to go in.
Well,
just the fact that it's even hovering.
What if you're in the Olympics? You're doing the luge, the 2-man luge.
I don't even know what the 2-man luge is. Thank God.
Listen, there's some very close dickage there, but
it is.
Is it covered by spandex though?
Yeah.
All right, so that's fine. That's not.
I'd argue that's almost. More
I'm talking about pure nude hovering dick over.
Hold on.
Entry. Sorry, I don't want to.
Hold on, Hypnotic. I got one for you. What if you and your boy and like 3 girls are like in the hot tub nude because your boy and you're going to go in separate ways and going to smash some pissers, but your boy starts choking on a chicken wing and you got to give him the Heimlich from behind.
Yeah.
What happens? You just let him die? Like
I'm gonna have to just give my condolences to his family at that point.
Bro,
I'll call
that'd be the worst thing ever. Like you just, especially if you watch this
I'm
now,
sorry.
And you start choking to death and you look over at him and he's just like,
you just hear the Titanic.
I would save your son, but his shit is just completely flying everywhere. He's just seizuring out. I don't really know what to do.
The Titanic music just starts playing like that. You just pull out your violin as he's
choking. Let you go, Jack. Sorry.
Gotta let you go. You're just me.
Basically,
it's been a pleasure playing with you tonight. What the fuck? Rest in peace. Speaking of resting in peace, Mega Man Chronicles is in the chat with a giant fat, swollen, veiny pink boy. Oh my God, he's on fire. We got 500 people already. We just started watching the stream. Make sure you give it an up doodle. Make sure you give your boy some love. And I'll take a little bit. You know what? Since I haven't done it yet, we're going to take a little tiny swig of Woodford for the pink boy in the chat. Thank you, Mega Man Chronicles. Hey, Camelot, my birthday's tomorrow. I'd like to request a happy birthday and a few booty slaps from the amazing fellow redneck who inspired me to lose weight and slim down. Hell yeah, dude. Congratulations.
Nice job.
The booty slap, I don't know. We might have to get a contract together. I ain't trying to go to jail, okay, Mega Man? Come on. All right. You know, because like Nick Ricada, me and him can ass slap all the time, but we have a contract. We've already done this. Thank you. By the way, Mega Man, thank you so much. That's a huge drop. You don't have to do that. Ain't nobody got to do that. I appreciate you. We're a third of the way to 252nd Naked Snake. Thank you so much, Mega Man. You the man. Get on it. Diggity doggone it. Oh, by the way, happy birthday. Happy damn birthday. Also, speaking of happy birthday, tomorrow, look for me on Critical Drinkers channel on Open Bar. I'll be making my third appearance on the show for the year-end review with Critical Drinker. Love my man. It's going to be a fun show. So thank you, Mega Man. Love you. Look at all these super chats. They're coming. Here they come. They're breaking the seal. Magna North says Cool Runnings is the gayest movie of all time.
No, they had spandex on. It's not gay if you got spandex on.
There is nothing wrong with a little bit of that John Candy.
Guess I never seen Bros.
Oh God, do you remember that trailer? Holy shit!
Yeah, that trailer was bad.
No, thank you. I felt gay as hell when I walked out of the theater after seeing that trailer. I was like, you know what? I feel gross. I need to
gay just knowing about it.
Yeah, God, it's just why does it got to be flamboyant?
I don't know how that got like.
I think it was past flamboyant.
I just don't know how that got approved for any kind of funding at all.
Why can't they just be bearded men and it be implied? Like, why does there always have to be an insert scene, and why does one of them have to be super flamboyant? I just want
because it's written by non-gay people. That's the problem. So when it's written by non-gay people, they put every stereotype that they can possibly imagine of a gay person into the movie.
Yeah, and it's why J.J. Abrams and Brian Johnson. It's why they wrote Finn, our boy John Boyega, as comedic relief for the entire trilogy. Why? Because he's black. That's all Disney knows how to do. They're like, oh, black, do jive stuff. And they're like, what? Can I just be a Jedi? They're like, no, you're just going to be jiving. And you're also not going to be banging a white bitch either. Sorry.
No. The Asian bitch, yes. But
who wants, dude, she looked like a freaking
Asian bitch.
It doesn't matter. It's a win. That's the thing. Like, they don't like black people. So the moment one sleeps with an Asian, that's automatic win.
Well, I guess it's true. You know, as long as it ain't what Drex, as long as Drex would say is as long as it's not the German Shepherd, it's all good.
Correct.
Thank you, Norris. I appreciate you too. Shag, Epic Mike, Hypnotic, and Raiken on the same stream. Do I have to fuck? Who do I have to fuck?
Yeah,
bro, I messaged you, but you said your show starts like an hour or 30 minutes after my show, so I didn't want to mess up your show, Shag. What's up?
Yeah, I mean, I guess you just had to fuck yourself to get on here.
Damn, Shag, you goofed. Yeah. You goofed too hard. You goofed too close to the sun. Thank you, Shag. Yeah. And it's my boy Sam Williams, the founding father. Get my vote every 4 years. Finally caught a live stream. See you in Daytona in a few weeks. Remember, turn 3 is a killer. Is it? Or is it turn 4? I don't really know, but I'll be passing it 100 times for sure. Thank you, Sam. Another orange boy. We're almost halfway to Naked Snake. Thank you, Sam. I appreciate you so much, my boy. Coming in strong. Yeah, I'll let you know about Daytona. I'm supposed to have vouchers to let like 8 people come with me, so I have to look that up. I gotta talk to somebody tomorrow about it. So a lot of stuff going down. Trucker Rob, it's my boy Mike. Oh yeah,
Trucker Rob.
Look at this gold boy. Did you see that video? This has nothing to do with Doctor Who or Star Wars. But did you see that video where there's like a 30-year-old, like I think she's either Chinese or Japanese, and it's hard to tell. You know, I'm from Alabama. You know, Chinese or Japanese, and and she's talking about how every woman that's older than like 26, they're referred to as a certain thing. Like they're like throwaway women or leftover women or something. You ever heard of that?
No. I don't think I saw that. No.
Yeah, she's talking about how in Asian culture or Japanese culture rather, women after a certain age, they're like mid 20s or late 20s, if they're not married, at that point they're referred to as throwaway women or leftover women or whatever. And I'm like, damn, that's brutal. Kind of base though.
I mean, that's like half of the U.S. population at that point. Right?
Yeah, that's like most of the U.S. population is because they go to Miami. They think
because Japan, like they ain't fucking at all in Japan.
Yeah, no
No,
one's
they're
having
not.
sex in Japan.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. They're like, yo, will you please have sex with me? They're like, no, I'm good, man.
No,
That's kind of awful. Yeah.
no. Well, the one thing about Japan is how they're so culturally ingrained. For example, one of my friends, she's white, and she went and lived in Japan for like 2 years to teach. And she said Japanese men would absolutely not have, they would not be in a relationship with her. They would call her hot and all this, but for their family's sake, they would not be in a relationship with her. They would just have sex with her every once in a while. But all their family consider all white women to be whores.
Nice.
Which
Nice.
Well, don't they
Holy
praise white people in general, like white men? They look like
White men.
White men are considered like I forgot what they call them. There's a certain word, I guess upper class. I really don't know, but yeah, don't they praise white men? That's kind of weird, isn't it?
Yes.
Like you praise white men, but the white women, nah, you're whores. Just fuck off.
That's
You
what
know?
I'm talking about.
well,
What's
they,
up?
they probably just see like the American culture and just like women just like it's all just sex culture to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's she said when she was over there that like if there was white men in Tokyo or Saitama, people would stop them, like older people or anybody, but mainly older people would stop them and take pictures with them, like white men.
I've seen videos of them doing that.
Yeah, because they think they're like celebrities. Basically, they treat them as celebrities. Now, white women, though, they think white women are beautiful, but they consider white women to be, like tainted. It's weird.
Which is funny because Japan has an extremely high rate of cheating too.
Well, it's more acceptable in Japan because as long as your husband will stay with you, he pretty much they kind of look the other way as long as they continue to provide, because it's more of a like 1950s-esque culture where it's like, okay, he has like 5 mistresses, but as long as he doesn't leave me and he keeps like making sure the bills are paid, I kind of might with it.
Yeah.
But if it has a high rate of cheating, is there a high rate of divorce? No, right?
No.
Isn't that interesting?
It is very
Extremely high
very
cheating rate, but very low divorce rate.
Yeah.
That's
Interesting.
because men need to dump a load, son. Taint nothing
Culture.
wrong.
Well, like I watched like those like on the street videos. It's like all the women are like, no, it's not cheating. It's like it's just sex.
Oh, I
They
saw
don't-
that
they don't-
street video.
no
Yeah,
emotional.
they were asking like what's considered cheating, and they would throw out some wild shit, and they'd be like, no, as long as he comes home to me, it's okay.
Exactly. Yep.
That
That's
would
how
be
it
the
is.
violation is him not coming home to you.
Right.
You're like, yo, what
Or-
are you doing? Yeah.
Just don't bring the woman to the house and you're fine.
There you go. So see, I need to go to Japan, bro. Get me a
Yeah.
hot Japanese wife, and then
Here's
just
the thing.
smash Japanese, like 20-year-old Japanese girls for years.
Yeah, well, here's the thing too. Like I'm on a channel called Weebs and Waifus. We talked about this. Like Japanese prostitutes are like super cheap.
But
They're
they
like
don't.
very cheap. They even have like places called milk bars, and I was like, milk bars? No, it's that kind of a milk bar. Like, and I was like,
Yeah.
yo, what? And they're like cheap. They're like, yo, 1,400 yen, and I was like, whoa, that's like $6, bro. Or like
Bro, I'm
20
on my
bucks.
way. I'm on
Apparently they
my
don't sleep like
way.
Americans.
You got Camelot blushing over here.
Yeah.
Well,
that-
I mean, I
excited.
don't know. What about a white man?
Maybe, but there's places in Tokyo. I heard like you just go to certain bars in Tokyo and they're all over Americans.
Yeah.
dude, I'm
Camelot
on
won't
my
even have to pay $6. You just walk in
No,
and be like,
I'll
oh
do
my
it for
god,
free.
look at his accent. I'm so excited.
They'll hear
I
that
can go to
accent, they'll
the
see
States
those
with this
pecs,
man.
and they'll be like,
Mm-hmm.
I'll just walk in and be like, howdy, y'all, Chinese or Japanese? And they're like, what?
Yeah. None of what you said is okay.
We from
But-
If
Japan.
you want a lineup of Japanese women, just go to Canal Street. It's fine. It's right there.
Yeah, but as America, you don't want. That's the thing. Like in America, you just don't know. It's like kind of like a grab bag. Over there, like you already know most of those women aren't getting anything. We just talked about it.
Oh,
So
I'm
they're
gonna
like-
give it to him.
Yeah.
So are they
Well,
are they so cheap because there is an oversaturation of them, or are they so cheap because it is frowned upon to the point where there's not that much
I
activity
think
for
No,
it's
prostitutes?
just that.
it's legal.
Yeah,
So
it's
it's like-
legal,
Oh, it's
and the
legal?
money is just like the milk bar is very cheap, and it's just you go in there and you drink, and then somebody's like, "Yo,
They
you
just
want me to
milk
milk you?" And you're like, "Okay, yeah."
Only get milked?
Damn.
Dude, I
Bro,
can't believe there's a milk bar where they just milk.
I know that's such a soft word, milk, but I feel like that's so aggressive. Like,
It
hey,
is
you want me to milk you? It's like
We
that's
all
really
want-
aggressive, ma'am. And
Yeah.
you just use the standard J word. I feel much more comfortable that way.
I just want to be drinking my whiskey whilst getting milked.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah, dude.
very aggressive saying. I don't know how I feel about that.
It is quite aggressive when you think about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, yo, you
I
get
just
milk.
imagine being laid on a table and literally being milked like a cow. It's just
That
awkward.
kind of sounds like a good
All
time,
about
though.
it. That sounds like the
Yeah, I was
dream.
gonna
Of course,
say-
Mike think it's a good fucking time.
I'm like, dude, you're not really, not really dissuading me from doing this. Like, yeah.
Sorry.
Uh-huh.
I don't think I was trying to.
Yeah. Just go there and get milked.
Speaking of getting milked, hey, my locals is you have to refresh locals every time anybody chats. I keep forgetting, and I'm like, wow, no one's in locals. Oh no, Outlaw 2's in there. Justin Alcard Everlasting Jenkins says, sorry I was busy Christmas. I did stop by. Homie's out here trying to find a tool cabinet. It's not $500. Blow mold mechanic. Thank you so much, Justin. I love you. I appreciate you. Welcome back with the Orange Boy. Dude, I'm in the same boat. I'm in the process of, well, I'm going to wait until a few months because till stuff dies down a little bit. But I'm in the process of redoing my entire garage floor, be black Galaxy, painting the walls black, the ceiling gunmetal, and just replacing all the cabinets. And I'm gonna have those LED like weird like lights that are like in all kinds of weird shapes that come over the car. So when I paint correct my cars, I can like really like look at
hexagon lights.
Ooh.
It's hard. It's hard to say. I paint corrected my R8 the other day, and I had to like put a flashlight on it every time I go do a few passes. Put a flashlight on it to make it look good. Thank you, Justin. I appreciate that so much. Slosher. The term spinster originally meant a woman 24 plus who was never married. Damn, that's brutal.
Yeah.
24.
Well, I mean, like, it's crazy, but like 35 is considered like geriatric for having kids and stuff.
It is. Oh, that
yeah,
sucks,
they're like you're old as fuck at that point. Like that's like athlete like level. You know, like, oh man, 30s, you're done, toasted.
That's
crazy because you got to think about it. Imagine most Asian. Have you seen most Asian women over 35? They look like they're 20. You know, so if Japanese men are like, yep, no, your cutoff is 24. It's like, damn, bro, I can only imagine what it's like for U.S. women. They got no chance, zero.
Yeah. The issue is, man, is I know women that are in their 30s that are freaking gorgeous, but it is true. There's something about them. You know, they smell kind of like an old woman. You know,
what exactly is that smell?
It's like it's like embalming fluid. You know,
embalming fluid, like a little bit of crust.
It's just seen a few too many seasons.
Like floral. It's like that weird fake floral that covers the dead smell, like in a funeral home.
Like they skipped a shower, did a Puerto Rican shower kind of a thing.
Oh my god, the freaking bird bath where it's called pits and pussies. That's what they call it. And a girl.
We're not debating Epic Mike again. He's all for it again.
No, I'm not all for it at all.
That's beautiful. Please, no. I had a girl that would do that. She'd be like, "Hey, I just got off my shift." She's like a nurse. And she's like, can I come over? And I'm like, yeah, sure. I'm like, when's the last time you showered? And she's like, I can do a pit and pussy before I leave, like the bird bath. And I'm like, that's fine. Nice. That's fine. As long as you ain't smelling like a fire, like a taco stand, I'm cool. You know,
small requirements win the race.
Yeah. I mean, I bathe like once every 5 days.
Yeah.
You know,
I'd honestly be more annoyed if she smelled like the hospital.
Oh God. Or like a cheeseburger. No, yeah. I used to hang out with this girl. She was super cool girl. She's like 21, but she worked at Sonic as a bus hop or car hop.
Oh yeah, she's coming home smelling like a lot of weird things.
She came over in a goofy little outfit, adorable looking, smelled like the bog of eternal stench. And I'm like, how do you smell like this? It's like it wasn't sweat; it was like trash cans.
Nice,
like weird burnt food in trash cans. And it's what apparently she's like. It's what the kitchen smells like. And I'm like, that's a nightmare.
What about a woman that smells like Vicks?
Vapor rub?
Yeah.
So like if you go down there, at least it'll clear your sinuses.
Yeah,
fair.
That's fine. Yeah,
which means you're gonna smell it even more though.
Oh yeah, I mean, so long as you're not smelling anything else.
When the pH balance is a little off, it's fine.
Just a little.
Hayden says most of Japan has the view that cheating is emotional. Most, not all, Japanese women don't see intimate relationships with prostitutes as cheating. It's a place far different from us. Family and honor and honesty are important. Yeah, that's the one thing. And it's funny because everybody that defends the Doctor Who, everybody that defends college campuses' outdated, insane ideas on ID requirements for voting, all these people that hold all these opinions, especially open border shit, they're like, bring everybody in, not to my house, of course, but to a city that's not close to me, of course. Bring all these people in, and you're like, oh, okay, I don't like any of that, but whatever. And then like, oh, by the way, Japan's my favorite culture on earth, and I'm like, you know how they kept that culture alive and well and structured by not doing any of the shit that you're keeping. You know, it's insane. Thanks, Hayden.
That's what it is.
Insane. Absolutely insane. Halfway to next thing. I'm gonna take a swig of this because I never took a swig for the Pink Boys. I apologize, friends in the chat. I apologize, Mega Man. I'm doing it right now. The Woodford. It's delicious. It's like It's like a syrup. It'll give you a nasty hangover for like 5 minutes. It's weird. It's
Just
the
5
weirdest shit. Yeah, you'll be dead, can't move, and then you'll eat a biscuit and you feel fine. It's not like,
Nice.
dude, I've drank some really low shelf, like bottom shelf tequila. And I mean, it was like the plastic squeezy bottle kind. And I drank 10 shots, blacked out, had a hangover for like 3 days.
Damn.
3 days. Wow.
This is like 2 hours. If you could black out naked on some stairs, wake up, throw up twice, eat a biscuit, and you feel completely normal. It's the weirdest thing.
I feel like really what it
works.
comes down to is this biscuit thing because you're not eating any bread.
Oh, fuck
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's like, he'll
Carbs
just
and fat.
eat a piece of bread, and he's like, oh man, see what this is like now when I have food on my stomach.
Let's
Yeah.
go up, bro. All right, Mega Man, this one's for you. Every red boy after gets a little bit of the swig of the Woodford, and we're already halfway officially to Naked Snake. Thank you guys so much. Here we go.
Strong.
That was a pretty decent swig there.
Warm, so good. It's pretty good straight. The curse of whiskey is I'll drink a little bit of it. I'll get real warm. I'll start getting really laid back, and all I want to do is sit in front of a fire while a chick just bobs up and down on my junk.
That's a vivid image.
That was my Christmas. That was literally my Christmas. I had one of those girls that had no family come over, sit in front of the fire.
It's just-
Nice.
It's cool,
That's
man.
why he's that's
Always
why he
get the
doesn't have
daddy
any
issue
friends on
ones.
his Snapchat because he's like, it's more than just the fire.
Yeah, it's more than that was right before that happened. I had the fire up. It's good time. But no, let's get back to Doctor Who. I went on a tangent for like 20 minutes there.
We just completely forgot about it.
So
We
Maybe
showed how
that-
cultured we were, though.
we did. Yes, we did. We did do that. So Doctor Who has had a new special, right? When did the special come out, Hypnotic?
I think it's Christmas special.
The Christmas special. And is this
You talking about the Christmas special or the first 3 special episodes?
the Christmas
Tennant?
special?
Yeah,
I
the
think it's
Christmas
with the guy. There's no way in hell I'm gonna be able to remember his name. It's
I
like,
can't
Shooty
pronounce his
Gatwa.
name.
what the hell did you just say?
Shuti Gatwa.
Shooty
fake.
Shooty
Fake
Gawa.
name. Fake
It's
name.
spelled Nakuti Gatwa, but it's pronounced Shuti Gatwa.
Fake name.
Okay.
I refuse.
And I only started saying that because all the angry Doctor Who fans got really like nerdy on me in the comments. And they were like, I don't know if you know this, but it's pronounced Shooty. And I'm like, it's fucking spelled with an N. Like it's African or
Oh,
whatever.
he must be
It's Shooty. I'm
Nigerian.
like, okay,
right?
whatever.
Yeah. Probably
Somewhere in
Nigerian.
that country.
Yeah, and there's apparently a scene where there's like a big dance and sing thing. Which I saw a
with
clip
the
of.
Goblin King or whatever.
Oh my god, what is going on here? God, that girl looks old as hell now. Oh, sorry. I'm just I'm scrolling. I just like how we completely ignore like River's existence, because in that one scene where David Tennant's like, oh, I'm just like that now. I like dudes. Like, remember he implied that he like likes guys. He's like, oh, I like
is
that
what
now.
I'm like now. Yeah.
And I'm like, wait a second, what about River? That was like several seasons long of River and like how he was married and they were seeing each other in reverse. Like,
It's so stupid.
God, what a great series that had all these plot lines that were like interconnecting, and then they're just like, nah, fuck it.
Well, again, this you also got to understand it's now being co-produced by Disney. I think they invested $100 million or something into Doctor Who. So once Disney has their hands on it, I mean, now if you thought it was getting a little slightly woke before, it's definitely going to go off the rails now. And I don't know if you saw the article where they're accusing people of being getting racist backlash now. Like, oh, everything's racist. They're doing the typical Disney. Oh, it's racist backlash. That's the only criticism that's happening right now. It's nothing but racists and homophobes and whatnot. And that only started happening recently. They went with a black doctor, and the moment they went with a black doctor, suddenly it's racist backlash, And that's the reason why they hire people like that. So they can have a shield against criticism.
It's basically you cannot criticize anything we're doing or else you hate black people.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, that's just an added bonus for me. Okay.
Yeah. It's like the racism is just the silver lining in the hatred. Yeah.
It's like, you don't understand. I don't like the show. I may also not like black people, but I just don't like the show. No, let me stop.
Yeah, that's mainly the issue.
Yeah.
Well, it's just it's one of those things like, yeah, we talked about that with John Boyega too. You hire this character, and then when people say they don't like something, oh, it's probably because he's black. People don't like the black stormtrooper. Like, you wouldn't know because stormtroopers don't take off their helmets, so it wouldn't matter who's under there because they're just cannon fodder. That was always the point of them. Or when Reva came in, it wasn't that she was black. People didn't like her because she was a terrible character and she was horribly written. But they're like, oh, you don't like her because she's black, because here in her DMs, another black guy used the N-word with, with an A on the end instead of a hard R. I'm like, bro, I call people that all the time. So like, that's not even, he wasn't even insulting her being racist. He's just telling her she sucks at her job. Like,
yeah.
Well, they use every possible troll comment to justify their argument for racist backlash too. Like, like you guys clearly either don't understand the internet or you do, and you're just using it to push a fake narrative about it being racist or whatever.
Yeah, it's like when the Reva actress like shared one screenshot or two screenshots, people being like racist in her DMs. I'm like, dude, I get more than that.
Yeah,
seriously. I get so many that are in my hidden fucking comment section of YouTube.
Dude, this is the entire nature of the internet. Everyone's on it. There's a lot of damn people. There's endless possibilities. And the issue is jumping back to what Mike said with the episode 7, aside from like the Han Solo thing, episode 7 was very okay. It was like a 6 out of 10. It was acceptable. It was when I went and saw it, I was like, okay, that was all right. But I'm really excited for the next one because they're building up a lot of shit. Who's this Snoke guy? What's this person? Who's this person? Who's this person? I'm like, they could really do a lot with this. It was kind of boring and safe. It felt very safe. And I was like, okay, well, whatever. I don't really like how Rey didn't need any training, but whatever. I do think it's cool that we're gonna have like a Black Jedi with John Boyega because he seems like he's a good actor, good head on his shoulders. He's kind of fun. He picked up the lightsabers swinging around. I was like, that's kind of cool. So I'm excited to see him become a Jedi and see him training and stuff. And then none of that shit happens at all. He goes on a side quest to a casino. He's riding like a goofy ass CG monsters. He's complete and utter comedic effect the entire time.
Yeah.
And then again, Rey needs no training. And God, Brian Johnson Ryan Johnson. It's Ryan. Ryan Johnson, in my opinion, single-handedly destroyed Star Wars forever. Because I think if maybe J.J. Abrams kept doing it, it would have been okay, like a very okay thing. Or maybe if they would have even planned it, because that was one of their biggest problems. They're like, one of our biggest issues was we kind of wrote the movies as we filmed it. And I'm like, who the fuck did this? Who greenlit this? Why would you? Dude, I started writing a book recently that I want to be made into a graphic novel that I'm working with a few people for. And I wrote the entire like synopsis for the entire story, start to finish, before I even started writing the actual like long form, like novel form of it. Before I even started chapter 1, I know what's going to happen, beginning, middle, end. I know all the giant plot points and things that are going to be happening. I just need to fit them in, and I'm writing in between that and kind of filling everything in. Yeah. And I'm a dumb redneck dude that's not getting paid for this. And they have hundreds of millions of dollars in budget, all these talented writers they could pull from, and they didn't do any of that. It's the weirdest shit in the world to me.
It makes literally no sense. And the thing is, like, so J.J. Abrams, like, for a lot of people, I mean, a lot of people know this, but he used a writing style called the mystery box. The mystery box is a very good way to start stories, which is why The Force Awakens had a lot of questions. Like Kylo for the first time being like, yo, I actually like should be a light side person, but I'm kind of struggling because I don't want to be a light side person. I want to be a dark side and stuff. Like, it was like kind of, you're like, what's going on with all of this? But the problem with the mystery box is J.J. Abrams doesn't know how to stop making more mysteries. He just knows how to keep making more boxes full of mysteries. He's not very good at answering those questions after the fact, or when he does, they don't turn out very well, which is why a lot of times he'll walk away from projects. He does it all the time. He'll start them and then he'll walk away from them and take his hands off of them, or he'll just produce them. But like, the thing is, I mean, I'm a stream of consciousness writer. When I write, I'll just start with a story. I have a general premise or an ending or a middle or whatever, and then I'll start writing a story around it. But I would never be so presumptuous to make 3 movies and plan out 3 films and not have a general idea of where I was going, or have like a storyline where I was going. I mean, Adam Driver recently in the interview said they told him he was a bad guy all the way through. When they signed on, they said, you're a bad guy. You're never going to redeem yourself. You're a bad guy from start to finish. And you're kind of on a reverse Darth Vader story. And he was like, that's really interesting. I want to do that. And then he was like, and then we didn't do it.
Yep.
Yep.
It's so sad.
Well, that's the problem too, you know, and you can see that in the film. You can see kind of the chaos all over the place whenever they do films like that, and trilogies or even sequels, whatever, and they don't have a plan. It's very clearly seen throughout the movie, and it leads to a very, very messy scenario where the canon is completely disrespected or just not even cared for throughout the entire conversation. You know, characters that could have been utilized, like John Boyega, he definitely could have been way better utilized, and all he got subjected to, like Camelot said, which is a comedy routine, and got shrunken on the poster. You know, so this is where we're at with Star Wars, which is why I'm completely checked out of it. So,
oh, dude, I didn't even see Rise of. I think it's called. Was it called Rise of Skywalker?
Yeah,
Rise of
I didn't even
Skywalker.
see it. I've never
It was
seen it
awful.
before.
I saw those movies, but I never watched any of the TV shows at all, like any of the Disney Plus shows. I just completely, I don't care. And I've had people like on my panel who watch it. Like I know Wyatt watches it, Leon watches it, because they just have they're those Star Wars fans that just have that little bit of hope. You know what I mean? Like they always have that little bit of hope that they swear it's going to be different. Like the show is going to lead to something different. And I'm like, bro, it's never going to. Like just you realize like they've it's not like they're lying to you, right? Like they told you that Rey is going to be the one, right? She's going to be the one that rebuilds the Jedi Order and all that stuff. She's the one. She's the one they're going forward with. So it doesn't matter what the TV shows do. It's all going to lead back to Rey. So if you have a problem with Rey, you really should have a problem with all these stories that are being told in these separate little TV shows. It's all going to lead back to it. So they're honest with you. You can't say they lied. You can't say they bait and switched you. They told you what they were going to do, you know?
Yeah.
But people will still sit there, watch those shows and be like, what the fuck is this girl boss shit? Like, what do you mean? What do you mean? What's this girl boss shit? They told you this, you know?
Well, like you could just see it like by who they hired to write these things and who they hired to like direct them. It's like they're not people that really care about the IP. They instead of hiring the people that have made all these books and comic books and video games that have made great stories for Star Wars that they could use, they just go for these people that have no clue what they're doing, have no idea about any of the extended Star Wars universe that they could have just used.
Me and Lady Epic have a term that we use for a lot of current day IPs and stuff. It's just shitty fanfic.
It really is.
Yep. And like the Doctor Who stuff is shitty fanfic. Like, what if Doctor Who was? What if he was bi? Or what if David Tennant came back and he was gay? Oh my god, and stuff. But those people don't watch the show. They sit on their forums and they write these stories for themselves. They don't watch these fucking shows anymore.
Not at all. They hear about it from someone and they're like, oh, that's cool. This is the new fad we're talking about now. Okay. And then they just go on, like you said, they go on a forum, they go online and they write some bullshit fanfic story from some fantasy that they had about it. And they're not really fans, you know. But the problem is that those people now have what seems to be the biggest voice, even though it's really not. But online, social media wise, they seem to have the biggest voice, and that's what these people are trying to garner as an audience. And it's never going to work out. Like the viewership numbers don't lie. You know what I mean?
No, but unfortunately, some of these guys are getting hired to be writers too. And the reason they're hired to be writers is because they're going to be compliant and they're going to listen and they're going to do whatever they're told. They're not going to try to rock the boat and stuff. I mean,
they're good little bitches. That's what it is.
They can't help but insert themselves into whatever shows or movies that they do, but they can't just insert themselves as like actually themselves, but they have to insert like themselves as being perfect. They can't have any flaws. They can't have any issues or like trauma or anything. It's like they have to be perfect versions of themselves.
Yeah, it's there's an interview with oh my gosh, Peter Jackson. There's a really good interview with Peter Jackson from like the early 2000s, and they're asking him about Lord of the Rings, their writing style, whatnot. And he said, I absolutely didn't want to insert anything from my personal beliefs, my life story, or anybody that was writing or helping. Did not want to insert anything. We wanted to keep Tolkien's work like raw and put his messages in it. And that's the only way we saw doing this to be possible. And that's the complete opposite of the style everyone does now. They have to put their own messaging, their personal beliefs in it. All this stuff have to make a damn statement in everything they do. And they think they're being so, what's the word? I think they're being so creative by making the bad guy Trump in every single movie. I'm like, dude, I got it. They're like, okay, here's what we're going to do. Okay, it's going to be something no one's ever done. The bad guy is going to be like, you know, he's going to be like a nationalist, and he's going to be like racist, and he's going to like, you know, he's going to have this hair, and he's, you know, and the people on the board are like, so he's going to be like a Trump character, and they're like, well, yeah, essentially, and they're like, oh wow, bravo, we've never done this before in any TV show ever. And
Stunning and brave.
It's so frustrating. They're just pretty much coming for everything you love. That's pretty much the whole
Yes.
point. And every time you see a new person coming on board to direct or write this huge TV show or this huge franchise that has rootings back 50 years, you'll notice they have 1 or 0 writing credits, and it's like an Asian woman or something. And I'm like,
Yeah.
why is this person the showrunner for this?
Yeah.
Who?
Well, it's
how
the
did
same
they
thing with
get-
actors too.
Yeah.
Like if you look at recent movies, especially from Disney, a lot of the people who are hired, their filmography is like not even a movie. It's like one show from when they were a teenager or something, you know, because they're easily controlled and they're cheap. That's
Well,
another thing too.
And it's crazy because, you know, regardless of how people feel about it, I know some people don't like it, some people do. Like the Harry Potter franchise, like they brought on somebody that they knew could work with kid actors in Christopher Columbus for the first 2
Mhm.
movies. They hired relatively unknown to these kids, and what did they do? They surrounded them by like veteran actors, like phenomenal veteran actors that knew what the hell they were doing, didn't require a ton of work and everything, so that they could help some of these new people like grow and learn. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to bring new people in, under veterans, under experienced people, so that they can learn and mature and get better as writers and stuff. And they didn't do any of that. I mean, and a good example, I think, of writing the ship as best as you can was what they just did with like Picard, because Picard season 1 and 2 are fucking awful. It's dog shit. And then they bring in, you know, Terry Matlas, and he fires the entire writing staff. Says, this sucks, get out. I'm an actual fan of Star Trek. Let's write the ship and do what we can to make it as decent as possible. And like season 3 isn't perfect, but it's a hell of a lot better than what we've been getting.
Yeah.
know?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it doesn't take much. You can
It doesn't.
you can take a director or a writer that's well known for making epics, and they always deliver again. It may not be
Yes.
the best thing they've ever done, but it's definitely leagues above anything else. And I hate to bring this up, but I mean, James Cameron's a good example. A lot of people didn't like Avatar 2, and that's whatever, but it wasn't filled with that messaging like that.
Yeah.
I went and watched it, and it was, you know, whatever. I kind of enjoyed it from a spectacle point. It had kind of a safe story. But that was pretty much it. You know, it was if you just sat there and I liked the first one a little bit. A lot of people hated the first one, so I watched the first one, watched the second one. I enjoy them. They're whatever. They're like 7 out of 10s maybe. And you know, people were shitting on it. I'm like, dude, this guy. Now there was that weird thing where he said testosterone's like evil or something like a few weeks before it came out.
Yeah.
But the movies were completely like about family, like nuclear family, taking care of your family, and there was none of the bullshit in it.
Father-son relationship too.
Yeah, that's pretty much the entire, and it's so rare to get that kind of shit. It's
Yeah.
Top Gun Maverick was like that. So Top Gun Maverick, you know, what are we used to when we get older characters that we love come back and reprise their role? What happens? Well, usually they make them tired. They're always getting shown up by like a younger like female for some reason. They're doing like they can't think right. They have to be led around. They're confused. They're a has-been. They're depressed. They're sad. And Top Gun Maverick comes out, and Maverick, Tom Cruise's character, is badass. He's still the best. He's flying freaking things, going Mach a billion. Comes in, kicks every single like student's ass without fail. None of them even get close to beating him. It's great to watch because that's what I expected when I went and saw it. I fully expected in the test things where he, you know, you're marking people and shooting people in the simulated dogfights. I was like, all right, cool. So he's going to be slower and not really up to scuff anymore. And he decimates every single one of the students, just obliterates them. And I'm like, this is great.
Well, I mean, look at like movies like that Quentin Tarantino makes. He just is consistent all the way. He hasn't changed his style. He hasn't changed, like, he's not catering to any like ideology. He just makes the movies that he makes, and he's able to write characters of like black characters, Asian characters that are epic and awesome. They actually have character. They're not just some stereotype, like just going off of stereotypes.
Yeah.
And like,
Yep.
And he writes the N-word a lot and got away with it.
Oh, I love
I
it.
should tell you he's a good writer.
I love
he
it.
wrote
I love
it
how
a lot. I mean, they use it a lot in 2 movies, right back to back, and I was like, he doesn't give a fuck.
he always casts himself in whatever role is going to say the N-word the most. He's like, because I got to say the N-word over and over in my role, and it's okay because I'm an actor. I'm not like, you know.
Yeah, I'm not. This isn't really me, guys. Like,
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Isaac Desmero gifted 1 membership. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate you. And Slosher says, fanfics are people with passion and love for the material, but not much of a budget. The studios pump out shit with high budgets and no love or passion. Well, they're soulless. Every single time I watch something that has anything to do with an old franchise, it's soulless every time. It's the weirdest shit in the world. And like Hypnotic was saying, I don't intend on watching Star Wars ever again. I mean, these new movies that are based around Daisy Ridley's character, Rey,
Yeah.
I don't even see them breaking 100 million like domestically. I mean, look at the Marvels.
No, it will. It will.
Did the Marvels break 100 million domestically?
I don't think so.
I think it did.
I think it barely did.
Yeah.
The thing is, you got like with the Marvels, it's one thing, but Star Wars has that built-in fandom that it's like I told you earlier, it's holding on. Like they're trying to hold on for any little fucking thing possible. And unfortunately they will spend money. It's nowhere near what it used to be at all. I mean, like it was pretty telling when they couldn't fund Reva's lightsaber. That was a huge blow to ego. I'm surprised they even canceled it. I thought they were gonna just let it go through and be like, all right, we'll just fund the rest, instead of admitting like, damn, they can't even get this damn thing funded, and that would have been easy peasy like back in the day. But that was a big telltale sign. But there are still people out there that unfortunately are going to watch no matter what, just because it's Star Wars, and they'll take anything over having nothing.
What if you could predict? Thank you, Slosher, by the way, for your orange boy. If you could predict the box office, like are close to it, what do you think these movies would do box office?
Worldwide or domestic?
Just domestic, or both really.
I don't know, man. Worldwide, I would see probably like a 4 to 5. Most likely, to be honest with you. I really think it'll hit that 4 to 5.
Maybe like the first one, but probably not the second or third.
Not the second or third, but the first one, just because you're gonna have those people that are gonna go and they're gonna be like, all right, maybe this time it'll be different, and then they'll find out real quick it's not. And
the Marvels made 84 million domestically.
Damn,
and only made 121 internationally. So yeah,
they lost money on that one.
That's a lot of money on that one. Yeah.
Isn't it because of the writer strikes? Aren't there going to be like more writers in the writing room because of the writer strikes?
Yeah,
perhaps.
and they also are. It's weird because so the way it's going to work is writers, even if they don't get on, even if you're part of a project and your project doesn't get picked up. I mean, they've always done this. They've paid people, but now, like, if you're on staff, you're going to get paid. So that's what's going to probably end up happening is you're going to see like droves of writers jumping onto projects as much as possible to try to get on there so they can get paid, even if they're not getting work.
So I think it's just going to get worse before it gets better because you're just going to you have all these writers on there, it's just going to be a clusterfuck of a story, and then you're just going to see it just go down, and then they're going to realize like we got to get rid of all these writers, and then before things get better.
Yeah.
The cope for the Marvel was pretty hilarious though. Like they were trying to say that it was because of this, it was because of the writer's strike, it was because the actors couldn't promote anything or whatever. I'm like, really? Captain Marvel made over $1 billion because it was in the right place, right time, not because it was a good movie. And you mean to tell me that because they couldn't promote the film because people were on strike, that cost them $800 million compared to what they previously made, not even including inflation. So really it cost them way over that. But $800 million to people who are coping is strikes and lack of advertisement. Like, all right, sure.
You're going to see the new Star Wars movie is going to probably have 300 million in production budget, I'd imagine. Right. So something around there, 300 million production budget. Then there's going to be, of course, there's going to be the marketing budget. So they're going to have to make an ass ton to at least break even.
Yeah.
I would say I could see 500 million like worldwide. I could probably see that. It's just like this would. I remember being 15 years old, and when a new Star Wars movie came out, it was such a big event.
An
it was
event,
like life changing, and I won't see them when the new ones come out. I won't see them either. I'll just like watch Gary's video or Critical Drinker's video, and that's all I'm going to do. I don't really care anymore. So it takes a lot for me to even go see a movie. Basically, I have to hear a ton of people. Like when Godzilla -1 came out, and everyone was posting that it was amazing. I was like, oh shit, I got to go see this, I guess. And it was fantastic. So,
I think that'd be the only reason I see a Star Wars movie is they let that Godzilla -1 director direct a Star Wars movie. And even then, I don't know if I'd see it.
Yeah.
Because I know he wants to.
It's weird because one of the benefits, honestly, of all of this stuff is that people have just stopped trusting studios to make good movies, and word of mouth has become the thing now again. Before, it didn't matter. People would go see Marvel movies regardless of what the reception was, regardless of what the quality level was. People were going to see Star Wars, and that's why they did what they did. They knew people are going to go see these movies regardless, so we can just bank on that. and now they've lost the trust of audiences, and so now movies like Godzilla -1, or even a movie like my daughter watched Five Nights at Freddy's. The movie's not good, but if you're a fan of that franchise, everybody went out and saw it because they thought it did a really good job of adapting the source material. So now you have word of mouth, and these movies blow up, and we're seeing movies that are actually good quality do well in theaters. I mean, there's no argument for even like Into the Spider-Verse. It did well in theaters. People liked it. Like, even if I wasn't a huge fan of the movie, but people liked it. So quality stuff is actually the thing that's making money, and it's partially because people are telling them, go out and see this. You've got to go out and watch this movie. It's really, really, really good. And I think that's kind of a benefit, is that means that word of mouth will spread for projects that deserve the looks that they need. So,
well, the thing is too, like, you can make a niche movie. There's nothing wrong with making a niche movie as long as you're smart about it too. Like, the problem is that the Marvels, in my opinion, like, people would say that's not a niche movie, but I think it is. Like, they marketed it towards a particular crowd of people, but you didn't spend niche money. You spent big budget fucking money, global money. You spent almost $300 million with reshoots. You know what I mean? Five Nights at Freddy's, how much did that movie cost? 15, I think.
yeah,
Million.
I think it was $15 million.
$15 million. Yeah, that's fine. It's like, if you're trying to make a niche movie, okay, don't spend that much, because you're probably not going to get that much in return. And if you get lucky, then it's even better. Five Nights at Freddy, they made a good movie, it tailored to the audience, people liked it, they took the word of mouth spread, and now they made a ton of money. They made more movie than the Marvels, who cost $300 million.
They made
so
$294 million at the box office.
It's like that.
Budget.
What was that movie called? The Winnie the Blood and Honey, the horror one, right?
Yeah, Blood
That
and Honey.
what did that cost? Like $100,000 to make or something like that. I remember, and it made millions. So again, there's nothing wrong with making a niche movie. Though those have a place in the market, but you got to be smart with it. Don't be stupid. But
and
like being stupid.
The weird thing is people will be like, well, you'll see movies underperform like the Marvels or something to that nature, and an article or maybe somebody tweets about it, and they're like, well, people are just not watching movies as much as they did in the past. And I'm like, hold on a second.
Such bullshit.
Didn't Super Mario Brothers make some ungodly amount of money?
Over $1 billion.
Super Mario,
over 1.5 billion.
Barbie.
Yeah, it made $1.3 billion. 1.3 billion. Now, there was this weird, it kind of exposed the commentator community a little bit, because I went and saw it, and because I heard it was pretty good, so I went and saw it, and I enjoyed it. The only thing I disliked was the fact that Seth Rogen was Donkey Kong's character. I can't stand that dude's voice. Like, everything is like everything. I'm like, God, okay, we get it. You smoke weed, I get it. That's your whole shtick. But at any rate, I enjoyed it. And there was a lot of commentators like saying that, like, Princess Peach was a girl boss, and I'm like, for one, and it's like, oh, and also Mario's shorter than her, and I'm like, yeah, well, Mario is shorter than Peach. That's like a known fact. Yeah, and there wasn't really a part where she girl boss. I mean, she leads the Mushroom Kingdom. Mario just got there. He's training. He's getting better, and her big plan to foil Bowser completely backfires, and she almost gets everybody killed. And then Mario comes in and saves the day. And I was like, the comment, there was a few people, like Tim Pool came out and was like, it's a complete woke mess, and I'm like, it was not at all. It was
people tried to have a problem with Peach completing the course on her first try.
Yeah,
like, she basically admitted she did it on her first try, and Mario was like, did you really? She was like, yeah, no, I did. And that's what they were trying to say. It was like, oh, that's very Mary Sue like, but that's holding on to a stretch, you know what I mean? Other than that, I mean, Peach was Peach, it is what it is. Should she be rocking a fucking Claymore? I mean, not really, but like, other than that, or an axe, whatever she was rocking. But other than that, I mean, it was whatever. Who cares? It's fucking Super Mario.
Yeah, and the world was the Super Mario world, and it felt Super Mario-y, and everything was fun, and it was a good made film, it was fun, and it made an ass ton of money because they made it for fans of Mario and fans of Mario, which is, let's be honest, like everybody on Earth. Went and saw it because they're like, this is great. And that's all you have to do is just take your content, whether it be Star Wars, whether it be Doctor Damn Who, that's fucked. That shit fell off faster than anything else, in my opinion. But there's all these franchises, all these IPs that exist. All you have to do is please the current audience that exists. That's it. And it's almost no one, especially in the West, they can't figure it out. They can't figure out. All you have to do in Star Wars, make a dude with a red lightsaber, maybe a mask on, maybe not, make a dude or a woman or a black dude, John Boyega, with a blue lightsaber or a green one, and they train, and then they have to kick some ass, and then maybe like Hayden Christensen's Force Ghost like helps train some shit. That's it.
Yeah.
It's a winning formula that is so easy. Have a good choreographer, make you do some backflips, buzz, 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 space battles, and then like maybe he kisses a chick, maybe there's a titty, I don't know, and then it goes off. It's such an easy formula, and they can't figure it out. And they have all these teams and boardrooms of writers, and it takes all these people to come up with a line. Oh, well, don't leave a man to do a woman's job. It took all these people to come up with that dialogue, that shitty gay ass dialogue.
Well,
Somehow
they're in a bubble.
Palpatine returned. There it is.
you have to understand, right? So what they do is they take an easy formula, right? Think of Rings of Power, for example. They take an easy formula, something that should have been very easy moneymaker, no problem, easy, right? They take that, and then what happens is they get to that writer's room, and there's a whiteboard in the back. And that whiteboard says, okay, guys, we're going to be adapting this. Now, in this story, we have to have this, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. They go down the list of fucking diversity, equity, inclusion bullshit. Box. Before you know it, that easy formula is not so easy anymore. And then it becomes a muddled mess. And that's unfortunately what happens in these writer rooms. They're like, oh well, we need to have a black character in every single race, even though that doesn't exist in the lore. So what are we gonna do? What's the most famous character people are gonna be able to identify with? They're not gonna go with the people who are actually dark skinned in the story. No, they're gonna go with a fucking hobbit. They're gonna go with an elf. They're gonna go with characters people can actually identify with or recognize. And that's when a simple formula becomes not so simple. So
I was actually going to mention that. That's weird that you went to Rings of Power, because I was about to move towards that. Is the craziest thing is you'll see the most important thing. I mean, writing aside, obviously it's very important, and some of that can fall to the wayside. Is as long as you make your world a living, breathing, believable thing, so you can be immersed in it.
Sure.
And that's Mario did that well. There might have been a line here or there that was like maybe it was kind of in that vein of modern like conversation, but it was almost, you almost didn't notice it because the world felt like a real breathing world. Rings of Power is a great example of doing the complete opposite. There will be scenes where you have this undisturbed like town of 50 to 80 people that are, it's the town where they all like are working, taking care of each other. It's just like a Middle Earth town that they're passing through. But somehow in this town, there's like an Asian woman, a black guy, an Indian person, and completely different races that are undisturbed in this one town that have descendants, here and there, children here and there, but somehow everybody is completely different races. That it maybe it's something some people can look past, but biology in our human mind will immediately de-immerse us when we see that. That's what's so powerful about Lord of the Rings. When they go to Rivendell, everybody's a tall ass, high elf, high cheekbone, perfect pores, like pale ass motherfucker. Everyone looks enchanting, magical. They all are extremely, they stand up straight. They all have the exact same mannerisms. They all have the same attitude, and it's a very like hyper focused culture. And then you go to the dwarves. All the dwarves are similar looking. They're throwing beers. They're breaking shit. They're all greedy as fuck. They're all self-serving. Then you go to another area, and there's this whole race of people, and all people look similar. And it's a living, breathing world you can believe. Because if I go to freaking El Salvador, if I go to Finland, if I go to Japan, if I go to Saitama, I'm not going to look outside and see like Epic Mike and then see RaikenNight and then see like an Indian guy. Yeah, we're born here for 10 generations. No, this am I in a simulation? No, everybody here's Japanese because we're in a Japanese country, and it's a strong culture. And if I go to Mexico, a rural place in Mexico, everybody's going to be from that area. They're all going to look similar, going to act similar. They have the same belief structures, same culture.
Right.
And it's a living, breathing world. Rings of Power completely destroyed. You can't get immersed in the scene at all because every single character is wildly different. Like they have a completely different background, yet they're supposed to have the same background in the same area. It's the weirdest shit.
And they have like one black elf who can do capoeira, and you're like, why are you doing this? Like, where did this come from, bro? And I'm like, I've never seen an elf do this. And he's like, don't worry, man. He's like, I'm the only elf that can do this. And you're like watching him dance fight at work, and you're like, well, it's the thing. Like, so it's funny. There's a interesting example. I have two movies that I think of a lot when talking about representation. Disney years and years and years ago did a Cinderella where it had like Brandy was Cinderella and the stepmom was Bernadette Peters. She had a black daughter and a white daughter, and then the prince was Asian and the mom was Whoopi Goldberg. The dad was just like a white dude, and it didn't make any sense. But it doesn't even try to acknowledge it. It doesn't try to make any sense of it. It's just a musical, and nobody had any problem with it because it was just like, you know what? We're not even trying to do diverse casting. We just cast people because it's a musical. You see that all the time on stage. You see it in Broadway. It happens. But it's because they now are trying to draw attention to it, make such a big deal about it. And another really good example, and it's somebody that I think can get cast just about anything. Nobody complains when like Denzel Washington gets cast in like Shakespeare. Nobody blinks an eye at it because he's a phenomenal actor. And so you go, cool, man. If somebody wants to, put, Denzel Washington as like Macbeth, nobody's going, oh dude, what the heck? People go, oh, that might be kind of interesting, I might watch that. But then they'll cast Doctor Who and they'll go, look, he's a black gay guy, isn't that really cool? And I was like, I didn't really care about it, but now that you're talking about it, why are you doing that? That's kind of weird.
Yeah, you have to work real hard, Mike. You have to work real hard. Either you have to have a really talented actor and a really well-written script to get around certain things, or B, you have to have a very believable world that seems realistic. And almost no studio in the West, well, big studios anyway, can even kind of do both. Like they don't even attempt to do both. Like they'll quite literally, in spite, go the other direction on purpose, and it's annoying.
Well, even like House of the Dragon, when they cast like a black family, they're like, there's a lot of white families here. At least the entire family was black. They're just like, all these people are black now. All of them, not just like one or two of them. All of them are black for consistency's sake. And then you're like, all right, cool. Because then when it comes down to it, and like Rhaenyra's like having kids, and all of her kids are like white kids, like with dark hair, you're like, and babies don't look like
and then the thing about that House of Dragon is they were all from an extremely specific place.
Right.
Yes.
So it all makes sense. It's all you have to do is put a damn piece of dialogue in there. Be like, there's a reason why this dude's dark as hell. He's from this place. These Targaryens are dark as hell if they're born here. And you're like, all right, cool. You explained it. It's not just like, all right, these Targaryens are dark. And you're like, why? Targaryens aren't dark.
That's the thing. All it takes is a little explanation. Just add a little bit. That's it. And people will obviously, you might have the people here and there that are going to be like, oh, race swapping, blah, blah, blah. But if you go the extent to change the entire family line and then you actually explain it, even a little bit for 5 minutes in the fucking show, most people are going to be okay with it. Or at least at the very least, they're going to just be like, you know what? It is what it is. Let's just watch the show, see if it's good. But with Rings of Power, when you have one black hobbit, one Asian hobbit, everybody else is a fucking white hobbit. Half of them are Irish, half of them are whatever. Like they're all over the place. And it makes you wonder, like, how? They don't even bother explaining. It's just there. It just exists. And you killed the only black fucking hobbit, which makes it even more funny.
Yeah, they want you to do the thing where you just, and you'll see this a lot from people that defend this kind of media. They'll be like, well, it's pretty good if you just turn off your brain. And I'm like, I can't do that. Look, I might be a dumb, like retarded redneck man, but I can't turn off my brain and enjoy something when it's so overt.
Yeah. Asking someone to turn off their brain when they're delving into a fantasy world is retarded.
Yeah, turn off your brain is like, hey, this guy's gonna jump into a car and he's gonna like do car foo and use like a helicopter as a battering ram to open a bank vault.
Right.
Like, you're like, okay, cool. Yeah, I don't want to think too much about this because it's stupid. But then like it's entertaining stupid. But like I don't have to turn off my brain. I just have to accept that this is the world I live in. They live in. Like Fast and Furious, they can do kung fu with cars. Okay, all right. I just gotta accept it. It is what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, the idea of having to turn off your brain to stop thinking critically about something that then turns around and asks you to think critically about something, like that doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense at all.
But in the same breath, you want me to care about the story and care about everything that's happening, but you want me to turn off my brain. I can't get over the fact that I'm looking at an elf without long hair. Number one, and I know that that's not a thing, but then he has a fade, and how does he have a modern fade on his head? Like I just can't put it together. You get what I'm saying? And I'm like, all right, this is just a little stupid.
The phrase "turn off your brain" is supposed to be used in the context where you're watching a Bollywood film and two dudes like get on each other's shoulders and start like doing a helicopter and start flying away.
Right.
That's turning off your brain.
Or
You
John
don't-
Wick movie.
Yeah, exactly. Like you don't turn off your brain when two like an Asian man and like an Asian man and a white wife have like a light skinned black daughter with dreads. I'm like, oh, so they're gonna explain this. She's adopted, right? I watched a movie recently, and there was like a white mom and a like black as hell dad. Dude was black. He was like 12-30 black, and their daughter was like kind of Asian. And I'm like, oh, so she's adopted or something. So they'll explain it, and they just never do. And I was so confused the whole film. And then her sister was like light skin black, which kind of made more sense. But then the other sister was just Asian, and I'm like, okay, like she adopted? Nope, they never talk about it. I'm like, I'm so confused. It kind of because the whole time, if they would just explain it in 2 seconds, I wouldn't think about it anymore, and then I would start paying attention more to the movie. But the entire time, I'm like, okay, so I'm trying to understand why this lady's Asian. So I'm like waiting for somebody to say something. I'm focusing on this dialogue, this over here, waiting for the question to be answered. So I'm not able to turn off my brain because I'm trying to get answers to questions that they're never going to answer. Rochester, by the way, with a gold super chat, says 10 for the Goomba. When are you starting your second career as a film writer? Shit. Maybe after next year. I don't know. Thank you, Rochester. I appreciate you for the gold, boy. We are officially, finally halfway to Naked Snake for the 252nd time in a row. Thank you so much, Rochester. I appreciate you. You beautiful face. Thank you. Just don't consume, Lady Aaron in the chat says. Just don't consume, baby. That's what it's all about. You know, there's some stuff out there, but you just don't consume. Don't consume, especially when there's so much at stake. There's got to be a point where Disney's like, all right, look, we got like $8 in the bank account. Like, we need to do something to fix this and right this ship. But Bob Iger just says the same shit every year. He's like, yeah, we understand forcing messaging in movies is ruining everything, and we aim to fix it. And then they don't. And then the next year comes, and he's like, we know that we. And I'm like, you're just saying this to impress investors. You're not changing anything.
Because
you gotta change.
They're not going to, man. Like Disney is subsidized from so many different avenues of income. It's ridiculous. You know, you know how much real estate Disney owns? It's crazy. Like they don't have to actually fix their entertainment sector. There's really no reason to do it. They can lose millions of dollars every single year and still be perfectly fine. Ironically, it's when they start losing money at their parks is when they have a problem.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, and not only that, but like even one of their biggest investors, which like I know people sometimes roll their eyes on it, but is one of their biggest investors is BlackRock.
Right.
Like, they're the one people that they have to impress. And BlackRock and the CEO of BlackRock flat out said, yeah, we do want to force messaging. Sometimes when people aren't listening to you or they don't want to believe or see things the way you want to see them, you have to force it, even if it's not popular to do so. They flat out told you the page that they're writing their books, their stories from. I mean, Amazon flat out told everybody, when we're doing productions going forward, they have to have a checklist. If they're not writing and meeting this checklist, they're going to be in trouble for it. Like they're telling us what they're doing and why they're doing it, and they don't care about money. Something happened, and I don't know exactly when it happened, but something happened, and somebody got into these corporations' ears and said, money is not nearly as important as what this money is not the most important thing right now. It's this, and we don't know what this is. Because it's not representation, it's not diversity, it's something else that we're not totally seeing yet because they haven't really revealed it. But like, that's the new currency, and that's what these companies are gunning for, and they're hoping and banking on it. But now we're starting to see them flinch a little bit because they are losing so much money. Some of these companies are starting to go, I don't know, man, I can't keep operating without having all this money. Some of these companies are too big to fail, but the thing is, like, some of these companies will fail. They will go under. Look at Warner Brothers talking about merging with another Paramount already,
right?
Because they're losing money hand over fist, and they're one of the companies that can't. They're not too big to fail, so they have to figure out what they're doing. They have to do something to keep everything afloat. That's why all these companies are merging with all these other companies. It's because there's something going on that they just don't want to tell anybody.
That was Klaus Schwab that said that, I believe. I think that's the guy's name that said that if they do not listen, then we will just move on past them and move towards the future without these people and these companies. And my conspiracy theory is because it's companies not based in the U.S. Klaus Schwab isn't based in the U.S. anyway.
Yeah,
I think because you'll notice it's not happening in South Korea, it's not happening in Japan, it's not happening in Taiwan. I watch a lot of Japanese movies. I watch a lot of South Korean movies, which is the weirdest thing. 5 years ago, I can't believe I'd have been saying this, but I watched a lot of Bollywood films. There's a lot of good stuff out there that are not from the West anymore. And you don't see this kind of representation in movies that you only see it in the West. Why? Because I think, just hear me out, I believe that these companies that are pushing this are trying to destabilize the West as a whole for future endeavors, politically, and to maybe to cause less violence when they come to take over. Because you look at the what is it, like 84% of Gen Z see Osama bin Laden in a positive light. Like there's a huge portion of Gen Z that are would label themselves as communist or socialist. There's everybody's slowly changing, and then you got people coming from Cuba, and they're like, "Please God, don't do this. We've lived under it." And they're like, "Well, you've never tried the 21-year-old educated white college girl's version of socialism yet. That's the version that works." I'm like, "Oh, okay, yeah. Good luck with that." So
it's always, if everybody did good, we'd have no problems. Like, okay, that'll work. That'll work. Yeah. So basically, we're gonna make policies based on a perfect world, and we're gonna implement them in a non-perfect world, and we're gonna expect perfect results. Got it. Makes total fucking sense, college girl. You got it, Emily. All good.
Yeah.
I think it'll affect me last. That's one thing about Alabama. I'm like, maybe it'll affect me last, and I'll be able to survive just a little bit longer than anybody else because I'm in a state where no one really cares. I feel like Alabama was the state where COVID was way it was so played down here. No one talked about it. I saw 3 people with a mask on. I don't go to Walmart anyway. So you just didn't see anything. The only thing that changed, my gym didn't even close, but for a week or two. And then the owner messaged me. He's like, "Yeah, you can come back. I'm just opening. Fuck them. I will lose this business if I don't stay open. So I'm just going to open." And I'm like, "All right, cool." But you didn't really see anything. And then it was over, and then no one talked about it. And that was it. And there was people in California that they were still on like curfew and lockdown procedures until the beginning of 2023, end of 2022, in LA and stuff. I'm like, this is insane. We did it for 3 months in March of 2020. That was it.
Well, it's a difference between people who allow it and people who don't.
Yep. Yeah, you'll try that in a small town. Hypnotic. Wrathchild says, streaming this long, Camelot, not even brung up Reacher at least once. Hey, look, that was one episode, where I talked about his glorious abs. Thank you, Wrathchild. I appreciate you. For your gold boy, thank you so much. Mark Sullivan says, "Stop being sensible, logic people, you bigots." Thank you, Mark Sullivan. Yeah, so, no. Yeah, I actually, speaking of Reacher, I saw a reel where Reacher claimed in the first season he wasn't on steroids. And I'm like, okay, all right.
Oh, Alan.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Alan Richardson.
Yeah, it's Rickson or something. Richardson. That's just...
You can't maintain that size.
No, of course not. As somebody that's been working out for almost 10 years, every single day, and dieting for the last 10 years, year round, for bulking and cutting. Yeah, it's not a thing. And people will see these people, and I guess maybe that's their PR team, I guess. No celebrity talks about that. None. No. I mean, even what is it? The Rock says he was on steroids a little in the 90s, and now he's not. And I'm like, bro, he's like twice the size as he was in the 90s.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I'll eat a lot. Yeah, that's not how the human body works, bro.
No, go watch him when he was in really good shape when he was wrestling, and he has a typical Samoan body. He has the stomach that isn't super defined. He was in great shape. He's one of the most super athletic dude, but it is very obvious that he is juicing. He got really heavy, and you could see that he got heavy when he was starting to get big again for action roles, and then he cut all that weight and he got jacked, but it was obvious he was juicing.
He's almost he's almost in his 50s. You don't produce testosterone anymore in a meaningful way to gain mass anymore at that age. It's the same thing with old Rickson. He's 41. You don't produce enough testosterone to mass gain at all. You can basically, your most peak of mass gaining is like your early 30s.
Yeah.
And then it's gone. So
yeah, he's always been jacked. Like, because I remember watching him. He was in Smallville. He played Aquaman in Smallville. He was jacked in that, but he was not big. When I saw him in Reacher, I was like, holy shit, he got huge. There is no way that dude isn't juicing. Like, but who was it that was talking about that? I don't remember who it was talking about that recently. Like, some of the stuff and supplements that they take, they can claim aren't steroids. They're like, well, I'm not taking steroids. It's like, okay,
Like
but you're taking
like peptides. And...
Yeah, I'm only on HGH and like no, it's like I'm only on testosterone, HGH, peptides. It's like, okay, yeah, well, for one, the issue is you'll see it a lot from influencers, like an Instagram influencer. Somehow people that have like 1 million followers on Instagram, like somehow they have influence. It's weird. Instagram is like the weirdest, like useless app that exists. But you'll see dudes on Instagram that are like 300 pounds of solid muscle. They're fucking massive. And they're like, yeah, you can, if you buy my plan for $99 a month, I'll show you how to get this big without using any drugs, because it's what I do. And then of course, a few months later or a few years later, they get outed for spending over $1 million on gear in 1 year. And I'm like, yeah,
like the fucking Liver King.
Oh, the Liver King. Oh,
this is all natural.
He's natty now, by the way. He came back to content creation full swing, and he's like, yeah, it's been 6 months since I had steroids, and he's more jacked and shredded than he's ever been.
Yeah,
dude, I'm like, fuck off.
He's even like redder than he used to be and stuff now, dude.
His blood pressure is 360 over 350, bro.
Bro, he's just sucking down testicles too. He's just like, no, I'm just eating more testicles. That's how I got big like this. Yeah.
Dude, back when I did gymnastics, all I had was abs. I couldn't get above 135 pounds. Couldn't put on any more muscle than I had, and I was just like, no matter what I did, no how much I ate, no how much I worked out, it's like couldn't put on any more muscle than I already had.
Yeah,
yeah.
It was like
it's hard to get bigger. Like I'm a big dude. I'm fat. It was easy for me just to cut and be like, oh, look how jacked I am. If I just cut a bunch of weight, but like, I mean, the thing is, it takes work. But if I was to try to get bigger, like, yeah, it's hard. Like, I know people that worked out all the time, and it took a lot of work for them to finally start getting bigger. And then I also knew guys that all of a sudden went from like 130 pounds to like 180 pounds in like a year and a half. And you're like, oh man, you got a lot of zits on your back. And yeah, you really got a lot of weird mood swings recently. You're all right, bro? Like,
yeah, it's pretty, it's fairly obvious. Let me shout out some bitches in the chat real quick. Big shout out to all my Orange boys today: Trent Westbrook, Old Magna Norris, Samuel Williams, Founding Father, Justin Alucard, Everlasting Jenkins, and Hayden and Slosher. It's an Orange boy night tonight in the chat. One pink boy from Mega Man Chronicles. No red boys, bunch of gold boys. We are 240 from Naked Snake for the 252nd stream in a row. Thank you guys so much. Bill Dozer on Rumble says the woke message and loss of overt profits is their penance for the funding they receive from shady bastards like BlackRock. Yep. It's like, but when does the funding outweigh? You know, does how long will the funding outweigh the loss and profit? That's the thing. You know, and then when they strike back and they stop doing it, who's going to take the fall for it? Who's going to be falling on the sword? Somebody's dying, you know. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens there. The best way to take down a country, the Soviet Union had a big guideline to this, and the guideline was to influence other countries through like their media and to their young people, and to destabilize the country. They'll push things that have to do in social circles. Stuff that's happening right now is currently what's happening with apps like TikTok, which is pretty much owned by the Chinese government. I can get on TikTok right now. I haven't signed into TikTok in like years. I deleted it years ago. I could sign in right now and create a new account, and right when I start rolling on my feed, it's going to be nothing but trans stuff.
Yep.
And like little girls that are 9 years old dancing. And the reason, if you go to China, if you're in China, you have a Chinese phone, you have your Chinese TikTok, you log in, you scroll your feed, everything is STEM. It's science, technologies, engineering, and mechanics. All of it is it's STEM, because they're trying to build up their country, and we are getting torn apart by apps that are owned by other countries. So it's very interesting. Of course, America's all for it. I mean, they lined what was it in San Francisco where they lined the streets with Chinese flags, not American flags, by the way, Chinese flags. They lined the streets with them to welcome a brutal
Fucking
dictator to our
retarded.
country.
They
It's
kicked
crazy.
out. They got rid of all the poop, kicked out all the homeless people. Yep. And put
Yeah.
Something they said they couldn't do with like without a lot of funding too, or something
Yep.
like
Yeah.
that.
What's
we
crazy?
we can't just clean it up like that. You know, it takes time. It takes money. And then all it
Yep.
took was one Asian showing up. Like, oh, suddenly
What's
we can do
crazy
this.
is like obviously I don't agree with like China because fuck that place. But one of the things that like what did they do in their media is they said that that companies are not allowed to show effeminate men anymore. They said that they're not allowed
Right.
to push androgyny and things like that. They want, nuclear families. They want people having kids. They want men to be portrayed as masculine and strong characters, things like that, because they realize that that is how they're going to influence their children and people like that, because they're also, one, having a crisis with not having enough kids, but two, because they realize that that is the way forward. And so when you look at America, when we finally, 2 years ago, finally dropped below 2 on the like children's scale or whatever, so like we're not even like creating enough kids anymore. Like, we talked about it with women. They're waiting until they're, in their 30s, and they're like, I waited my whole life because I wanted a career first. Now I want to have a family, and I've been taking birth control for the last 25 years, and I don't know why my body isn't working anymore, or whatever. Or like, oh man, I can't wait to have a kid at 37, and they're like, oh fuck, I can't have a kid at 37, or wow, I'm really high risk for that. It's like, dude, come on, man. Like, it's not that hard to read the writing on the wall. It's just the reality is somebody has to go, okay, am I being manipulated, or is the system really for me? And it never really was for you. It's obvious.
No,
Yeah.
dude, the entire point of the 19th Amendment, the entire point of all of the feminist movement was hijacked just so they could get almost half of the population into the workforce, get more money into taxes. It was never about that shit. It had nothing to do with setting women free. And that's the thing is, when a woman's on TikTok, when she's scrolling through TikTok, what's going to be on her feed? Oh, it's about a woman that decided that she needed to experience life and she needed to be set free and how magical it is, and all these women get sucked in by it. Keep in mind, the worst advice you can take as a woman in a relationship is advice from a single woman, because they will always steer you wrong, so you will be miserable like them, not perceived great like them. That's the difference. And that's what's happening, especially in the West right now, is women they'll date somebody, they'll meet a guy when they're 21, 22, a good man. They'll date them for 6 years. They'll be married to him. And out of nowhere, they'll FOMO and they're like, I have to leave because I've never experienced life. They get a divorce at 29. They start moving around, traveling, drinking, gain 40 pounds. Now they're 32. And suddenly they look at their ex-husband, and he's already married to another girl that's even younger. She's 25 now. He has 2 kids with her. He's successful. He kept pushing through life. And she's single and living in an apartment and drinking wine every day and wondering what the fuck happened. And it's like, yeah, you listen to all those females that told you to get out and go experience life. To be fair, once you go to Vegas, and then you go to San Diego, and you go to, Chicago, and then you go to like Scotland, you go to Japan, and you travel for like 1 year, you're like, oh, this wasn't as eye-opening and fulfilling as I thought it was going to be. It's actually the most fulfilling thing was when I was sitting at home in the presence of someone and comfortable in silence.
Yep.
And being supported with silence, not having to be supported through words or acts, just being supported silently is what people need. And they completely lose grasp of that because in their face all day on social media is women that are traveling, women that are experiencing the world. They're on planes, they're on private planes, they're hanging out with all these famous people, they're doing all these great things. What they don't realize is when you get to 27, 28, 29, that shit's over. Yeah. It's over. There is no more of that. And some women can stretch it out a little bit further. But if you don't have your shit together, you're fucked. It's kind of like men. Men, you have to have your shit together financially by like 32, 33. You have to have your shit together financially. And it takes men like 10 years of constant like grinding to get to that point to where they can kind of relax a little, work, and like receive the spoils of their hard work. They have a mortgage, they have a decent house, they have the car they wanted, and they can kind of play the field when it comes to women. Women all they have to do is just exist in their 20s.
Yeah.
And they'll get with somebody and they'll just FOMO, and they don't realize what they have, and they only think about what they don't. And that's kind of the issue. That's why divorce rates are so freaking high.
Yeah. It's awful, man.
It's terrifying. And it was all to get more taxes for women.
Yeah, all to get more fucking money from people, and nobody even realizes it.
Well, I mean, you sell them the story, they buy the story, and they don't want to admit that they're miserable from buying the story, so they try to convince other women to join. You know, so you're gonna have a bunch of single women giving advice to women in relationships, and secretly they're hoping for the demise of that relationship. They'll be like, "Oh, you know, you guys will work it out, you'll be fine," but really, they don't want their friend to be in a relationship. They want a friend to be single with them, so they can keep living that party life that they swear is not gonna ever end. You know, you have all these women on TikTok uploading videos of themselves 40, pretending to be happy, eating cookies, drinking wine, telling everybody what they can do without a family, without children, without a husband. But really, after that video is done, what do you think they're doing? I'm not saying they're crying, but they're damn sure not pretending, to be happy like they are in the video.
You ever notice how you'll just be scrolling on Facebook, or maybe you're scrolling on Instagram, and you'll see one of those ads pop up and it says sponsored. It says sponsored under it, and it will be like new study. It's like a link, and it's like new study claims that women that are in their 30s and single and childless are the happiest people on earth. And I'm like, oh, this is the most propaganda shit I've ever seen in my life.
Don't forget the end of that too. After every study, it's always experts say.
Experts say, yeah, 100%.
Say. Yeah, like who's the experts? Doesn't matter. Experts say.
Yeah, the experts say you'll be happy if you just literally don't work on yourself at all and just have fun forever. You'll definitely not come to a point where you see all the negative effects of doing all these things that are immediately self-serving. That's it. And it's hilarious. It's like me. It's like, what if I drank every day, stopped doing YouTube, stopped like pursuing racing, stopped writing music, stopped doing music, just stopped doing all of it and just started drinking and doing the most basic form of self-serving, like hooking up with girls and drinking every single day and not working towards anything. Within a year, I would lose everything and no one would respect me anymore.
Yeah.
Right. That's the whole point. It just takes women 8 to 10 years to do that. And then they're like, oh shit, I was supposed to do things. I was supposed to work on myself. I was supposed to develop interests and a personality. It's like, that's why it's so hard to find a woman with any interest or personality, because they never really had to develop one, especially if they're attractive. Like, you'll meet a girl that's attractive and she lists her interest as Netflix and wine. And you're like, that's not an interest. That's a consumption. What's your interest? You like music? Well, I mean, yeah, I like Lil Wayne and stuff. And I'm like, okay, let me rephrase this question. Like, what do you enjoy? And then it's like, well, I enjoy eating. And I'm like, oh wow, okay. So what do you
you enjoy surviving? That's great.
You enjoy literal consumption. It's like, is there anything that you enjoy? Do you like to draw? Maybe it's like, no, I don't really like to draw. It's like, oh fuck, man, like, come on, give me something.
Yeah.
And they never do.
That's the thing, like, about the idea of, I mean, because I've been married for 12 years now, I think, yeah. But like, one of the reasons I even got with my wife was because when we had met and we were just friends, like, she was into a lot of the same stuff. She was reading books and she really liked to draw, and she was very artistic and liked but she also liked a lot of stuff that I was like, oh shit, like, she was into Lord of the Rings, and she liked Star Trek, and she liked Star Wars, and she liked a lot of nerdy shit and stuff, and we could talk about them, and like, we could have conversations about that stuff and it not be, well, I think the red lightsabers are the coolest because they're red and I like red. It was like, we actually talking about like the themes and stuff in the shows, and I was like, this is awesome. Like, I gotta lock this down because I can actually have a conversation with this person. But like, when I listen to people talk to each other, or I watch people talk about things that they're interested in now, it's all so surface level. Like, you meet somebody and they're like, oh, I love Star Wars. You're like, oh yeah, what do you like about Star Wars? They're like, well, I don't know, those Ewoks are so cute, or whatever. Or you're like, oh, Grogu's really cute. And you're like,
the lightsabers are so cool.
Yeah, and you're like, great, that's awesome. I'm so glad that we had this conversation.
It doesn't take much, Mike. If you find a girl and you can talk to her about whatever, and you're like, okay, she's easy to talk to. And then she's like, it could be something super simple, like, oh, I love cooking. And you're like, okay, well, let's dive into that. And they cook you something that's actually great. And you're like, holy shit, you're actually a good cook. And then they try different things. And you're like, okay, so you have a legitimate interest in this. Yes. It doesn't take much. Dude, when I meet a girl that like plays guitar or something, and she's like halfway decent. I'm like, bro, you actually had to put like thousands of hours into this. Like, no girl does that. None. They do not put shit work into anything unless it's like their makeup or something. So you'll see it a lot with girls that go to the gym like habitually. They'll always have interest because they already are engineered to put to work towards something. That's why if you're ever trying to look for a girl, gym girls, they always have a bunch of interest. Now, sometimes they're fucking psycho though, because they have a lot of testosterone in their blood. So they'll start tripping balls. If they think you're cheating, they'll fucking cut your head off. If they're Hispanic.
Or, if that's how they relieve all their stress as they go to the gym. So, that they're probably anxious as hell.
Oh my
That's
God.
why they're always at the gym.
I say, if you see a Hispanic girl at the gym that's stacked, I would just go for
It's
the
over. Yeah.
If she's hot.
Is...
No, look, I get it.
Yeah.
But damn, you dude, look in the direction of another female, she'll kill you in your sleep.
That's the problem with my gym. Where I live, it's mostly Hispanics, so it's like that's all I see.
Hispanic women do not play. My wife's half Puerto Rican, she's half Dutch. So people are like, "Oh wow." I'm like, "Yeah, she won't like kill me with a knife. She'll just poison my food for the next 10 years and I won't know when it happens."
You just slowly get sick and thin, and then like, what happened? Oh, she's been poisoning him slowly for 10 whole years.
But then what'll happen is the night that I die, it'll just be a pillow over the face with a knife. But it'll be
fuck.
But I'll be too weak at that point to fight back. So it was a really well thought out murder instead of just
Yeah, dude, they're wild as hell. Speaking of wild as hell, make sure you guys like the show. We're 100 likes away from the goal. We still got a while left today, and we have 240 in super chats away from 252nd Naked Snake in a row. It's been going on for 2 whole years straight. Haven't missed a single damn stream. I appreciate you guys so much. And for every red boy, I'm taking swigs of Woodford Reserve. We've unlocked one of them today, and it was delicious.
Yeah.
But if I drink too much, I have to go sit beside the fire and stare into it longingly. Something about the whiskey, man.
Or eat a biscuit.
If I get turned a little, I'm like, I gotta start a fire and sit in front of it and stare into it longingly, like holding my tumbler glass, like looking into it.
I love that.
Just don't stand too closely.
No, just don't film a TikTok while you're doing it.
Yeah, no, I have like a little guard over it. It's a big ass like brick mantle that goes across my entire like living room, and there's like this little metal guard, and it's so annoying, and I want to pick it up and throw it. Because it's like loose, it's like not attached to anything, it's just in front, so like the logs can't, if they fall out and tumble like 3 feet, they'll hit the guard, and I'm like, that's never gonna happen. And I just want to sit on the freaking bricks, man, and just sit right beside the fire, and I love it. That's what I did when I was at the content house with Chrissy Mayer. I drank whiskey, started getting turned immediately, went and made a fire. I don't know what the hell that's about. Like, what is whiskey and fire? Like, why does this happen? Every time I drink whiskey, I'm like, I gotta make a fire.
It's the call of the wild, man. You're just like, I need a fire. I gotta do it.
I need to make a fire.
Yeah.
Unlocks your inner caveman.
Yeah, dude. I love it. God, love it so much. Thanks again to Mega Man for the pink boy. Appreciate you. Pink boy for Mega Man. So good. Hail to the Cam. Oh, look who it is. It's X-Wing. Says Woodford Raz. Hail to Cam, Hypno, and Miki. Thank you so much. So much. Thank you. Wait, what about Raiken, you son of a bitch? Say hell to Mike and Hypno and Cam. I don't know who this Asian ambiguous man is. Thank you, X-Wing. I love you. I appreciate you. For your I should have messaged you. I don't know why I didn't think of that. Sorry. Justin Alcard, Everlasting Jenkins says, so I'm not the only one who mellows to the fire. There's something about the fire, man. The whiskey and the fire mixes so well. Can't explain it, man. Can't explain it. You know what doesn't mix well? People's hard-earned money and Aquaman 2. So no, stop. I'm clicking things. So Aquaman 2 came out. Or I believe it came out. Aquaman 2.
It did.
And it came out, and it's confirmed that I'm not gonna watch it. I couldn't care less. But it's been confirmed that what's her face is in it, right?
Oh yeah, she's in it.
Amber Heard,
Apparently she's in it a lot. And at one point though, she gets punched in the throat or some shit, and she doesn't talk for like a huge portion of the movie.
Good.
Yeah, they're just like, they're like, oh well, we can't like write her out completely, but we do like have to shut her up because
You know what they could have done, Mike? They could have been like, she got punched in the throat, and it like for some odd reason it affected how she looked, like her clothes, and her clothes was just like painted on like skin tight the entire movie, and then they CG'd her ass fatter a little, and then she couldn't talk either.
Yeah,
that's like the only except like if you're gonna show Amber Heard, like just make her naked at least.
Like that's the whole thing. They're just like, yo, she's naked in the movie. Just come see it, please.
Yeah, that's what that's what I would advertise it as. I'd be like Jason Momoa, and it's like that other guy, the black guy, I don't remember his name, and it's like this summer, Amber Heard's naked in Aquaman 2. That bitch would make $500 million.
Yep, easily.
I'd go see it. I'd be like, fuck it, I'll see it. Yeah, that's good marketing. I'll go see her naked ass.
Every single person that says, "Oh, like, well, it's gross because she pooped in the bed," nobody's asking you to sleep with her. You just get to see her naked.
Yeah, it's not like the poop's coming out of her in the scene.
But they would probably have to CGI it though, because like by the time they filmed it, she kind of put on weight if they did try to do that.
Yeah, she look a little goblin-y nowadays, but like it's fine. I've paid. I donate to charity. I don't mind a little bit of that smash. So it's currently made $126 million worldwide. Domestics $46 million. It looks like, let's see, it came out. Release date was the 20th in China, and then it goes all the way up. So it's been out for a week, right?
Yeah.
And I don't see it getting anywhere near 200 million worldwide. I'm pretty sure the budget was way more than that, I'd imagine, because they had like 9,000 reshoots.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, they're fucked. But I mean, let's be honest, it was expected this whole time. Like either A, like Mike said, this summer, Amber Heard naked. Either that, or B, this summer we fired Amber Heard. And then those are your only two options to maybe make some money. But they didn't do either of them. They're like, they did the whole Ezra Miller, like, let's hope no one notices. It's like, dude, no, I don't give a damn. I didn't go see Ezra Miller because he's creepy as fuck, and I don't care about your movie because, like, look, I know you contractually owe him because he let you thumb him in the freaking casting couch room, but there needs to be some kind of freaking crash clause in this contract. When I go on a race, when I'm racing, and I'm racing for somebody else, and I don't have maybe I don't have a long-term deal, which I did last year, but if I'm racing a car, a one-off in NASCAR, there's a crash clause. If I wreck that car, destroy it, like it catches on fire and it looks like a coiled ass ball at the end of the race, I have to pay 30 grand out of my pocket. Damn. That's what a crash clause does. Now it depends on what happens. If you just hit somebody and you wrinkle the nose a little bit, you probably aren't liable. If you get a little bit of damage on the right side, maybe you pay $2 grand. It's kind of it goes in like different bursts. If you just wad the car up completely, you're gonna have to pay a lot of money. But that's if that thing happens. There needs to be a clause with actors. If your actor goes around kidnapping people, sexually assaulting people, and trying to talk to like underage girls through text, probably have a clause where you can fire the show.
Yeah,
I'd imagine so.
Or just come out as trans. Like Jonathan Majors didn't do it. He should have done that shit. Like,
I said that so many times.
Because coming out as gay doesn't work anymore. Kevin Spacey tried that shit, and that backfired big time.
No, you got to do trans now. Gays.
You got to be trans for like 6 months, and you're good, and everything will go away, and then you just go back.
Look at what Bruce Jenner did to get out of murdering all those people with his car. He just
oh my god,
all family people was like, I'm a woman now, and everybody's like, wow.
That
Ezra Miller went back to him, didn't he?
Yeah, Ezra Miller. Yeah, everybody does that. What's her? Demi Lovato? Was it Demi Lovato?
Demi Lovato. She went to they them, just for the clout for like 6 months to a year, and then she went back to be her.
She's like, it's too hard.
Yeah, she's like, yeah, it's hard, and I want to be a girl again
too. Yeah.
They
all do that.
It's fucking pathetic. It really.
I want them to stop giving me pantsuits. I want to wear a dress again. Like,
yeah, I want to be sexy. I'm gonna lose weight. I'm gonna get sexy again and get like smashed by like giant ab guys. It's like, oh, shocking! I can't believe that's what you want. This whole time you just wanted the clout. Jonathan Majors, as soon as that shit came out, where chick's like, I'm gonna sue you for slapping me, I'd have been like, and I'd have got with my PR team and been like, look, I'm confused. I don't know what I am. Am I they? I don't know. I feel non-binary. We should release a PR statement. And that dude, he had been Kang for 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
Just been like, all emotional stuff. That's why I hit her. It's just I couldn't control my emotions. I'm confused about my sexuality.
She called me. She called me a crybaby and said men don't cry, and I couldn't handle that because I don't feel like a man, and I had to slap her open hand because I don't feel like a man. I wouldn't punch her. And dude, he got out of shit scot free. I don't know why he didn't do that.
Yeah. He's like, I'm non-binary. I hit her with a chair because she attacked me, and everybody would be like, I get it. Yeah,
I get it. Yeah, it's what you do. It's a hard life out there for trans. Oh, speaking about hard lives, it's time, boys, for the Rainbow Night Mega Man Chronicles. Hot diggity damn! Let's have a Rainbow Night, boys, and here's to a happy new year. Thank you so much, Mega Man Chronicles. It is a Rainbow Night. you represent all the pink boys and all the red boys alone. I'm going to take me a swig of some of this Woodford. Happy New Year and all best tidings to 2024 for you. I love you and I appreciate you. I will have one more show. It's the Camel Thoughts with Chris Gore Saturday. Don't miss that. Thank you so much, Mega Man. Mega Man, I love you. I appreciate you. A red boy down the hatch. Get on it, doggone it. I want to take a swig. And it's all in honor of Mega Man. We are now 100 even away from Naked Snake. Thank you, Mega Man. I appreciate that so much.
We'll get it.
Dude,
what
man,
is
it's not fair. I can't headbang.
Or he'll never have me on the
you
show
guys.
again. So
damn. By the way, I want to know everybody's look, there you go.
There you go.
Just flop it.
I'm gonna headbang like that.
What is y'all's New Year's resolution? Starting with Raiken.
Ooh, I'm gonna just start. I'm wanting to just jump into more content creation because this year was just kind of like a test to see if I enjoyed streaming. It's been really fun. Now I'm just gonna fucking go full blast on it.
Hell
And
yeah.
just try to just do as much as I can to try to grow the channel. That's just, I don't know if it's a resolution, but yeah, that's my goal.
That's it. That's it. 100%. And dude, all you have to do is reach out to people like me, Mike, anybody, and we'll help in every way, shape, or form we can. Because we're all in this shit together, man. And people do it for me all the time. I have good friends. I talk to Critical Drinker all the time, and he invites me on his show. And I've been now. There was a time period where a lot of people will for some reason didn't like me for some stupid subject matter that was goofy as hell.
Yeah,
but people like Critical Drinker stood by me this entire time, and they still are friendly. And what I'm saying is, there's people out there that'll help you in any way, shape, or form. So as long as you stick your head to the grind, you start going hard as hell. I mean, you can't really fail. As long as you're putting the work in, something's gonna happen. You can talk, you can make a video, you can edit. All you gotta do is put the time in. Look at Hypnotic. Hypnotic probably had that long period of time where nothing was happening, and then all of a sudden he gets 200 300 concurrent on the shows. He's getting views on every one of his videos. Just takes time, takes a little bit of that being consistent. It's a lot of hard work on the front end though, which sucks. It sucks.
I was at 500 subs for a year.
Yeah, that's how it was for me. The first 6 months I had 295 subs. First 6 months, and then 6 months and a week later I had 37,000.
Well, this next year I'm going to be expanding more. I'm going to actually try to do YouTube now this next year because I've only been doing Rumble and doing live stream, so it's not. I didn't expect to get big on there because it just doesn't have the audience. So now it's okay, I like this. Now I want to do more, expand on what I expand into, actual making videos and stuff, and just go beyond the live streaming and try to see if I can do that and see how much I like that, because I've been enjoying the live streaming so far, and it's been a wild ride this last year.
Yeah, and it just snowballs. A couple years ago I was doing YouTube, started started taking off, and it was during COVID when it took off, and got to 100K subs, and it was pretty cool. And then COVID happened, and then just kept growing, and then all of a sudden I started going to cons and meeting people, and I was like, well, this is awesome. And then I started racing because I just did the whole say yes and call people campaign where I just say yes to everything. Started racing. I was like, okay, cool. And then now in 2 weeks I'm going to Daytona to test for my NASCAR license. And my New Year's resolution is make one sanctioned NASCAR start, which likely should happen in a month and a half. And then I would like to do a couple. It's just real expensive. It's real fucking expensive. But I would like to do a couple. And that's pretty much my New Year's resolution, is to compete, have a good time, grow in that aspect, hone my craft, and then tour and play some music. That's kind of my goals. And then, of course, grow on YouTube. This last year was my biggest year on YouTube ever. I didn't grow much. I think I only got 40K or 30K subs in that time period. But as far as numbers, everything was higher, by a mile. I had 90 viewers concurrent in 2022 average. In 2023 it's 600 to 800 average. So it's been going well. Thank you, Mega Man, by the way. I love you. Mega Man Chronicles just coming in strong. Before we get to the next New Year's resolutioners for Hypnotic, Xander Z rants. Sorry. Micah binged Adventure Gang, and Frost Maiden went epic. When epic Michael come back. Also, it seems like Mr. Strange characters is less evil than yours.
Huh. There's a lot to unpack there. I don't know if that character's ever coming back. I mean, I don't. If we ever do an advanced GNG, maybe I'll bring him back. Excuse me, damn. Also, yeah, the characters in that party are probably the most evil characters in D&D. And we really just kind of own it at this point. Like, we've massacred towns, killed women and children. Yeah, it's just a real big thing there. But you know what? We're just owning it. You know?
Hell yeah.
It's amazing how quickly D&D groups just delve into just turning evil.
Yeah, we flat out just like went full evil, and we're like, no, we're just owning it. And people are like, you guys are murder hobos. And we're like, yeah, like 100%. Most people are like, no, we're not doing that. I'm like, no, we're doing that. Like 100%. We just murder anybody that gets in our way because it's fun. So, yeah.
Amazing. Thank you, Xander. I appreciate you so much. And a big, juicy, fat one from Krista McGough, Moeller, Olson, a delayed Christmas present. I was wondering where you were on my Christmas stream with a 1,000 Norwegian Krogans. There he is, my man. I love how Hypnotic was just ready to jiggle his character. Like,
Yeah, I love it.
Bro,
So-
come on.
I was tempted
I
to take
got to
my
join
headphones
in
off.
somehow. Fucking felt left out in the first two.
Thank you so much, Krista McGough. I appreciate you so much for your Norwegian Krogans. A little bit less than 100 total. I appreciate you so much. That puts us a couple dollars from Naked Snake. It was slow going, but the Naked Snake can't fall. At 500 Naked Snakes in a row, I will travel to Scotland. I will meet up. I'm going to try to meet up with Dan Vask. I know he's not in Scotland. He's in Spain, but still. And I want to meet up with Critical Drinker, and I want to do a metal cover version of Snake Eater, and I want to take my shirt off on top of a castle and shoot a music video.
That's so fucking rad.
And I will play it in the beginning of every stream, and it'll be the 500 Naked Snake celebration. I don't know what would happen at 1,000, but that's my goal for 500.
That's amazing.
I've already been looking at castles and all kinds of shit.
That's amazing.
So thank you so much, Chris McGough. Love you. Appreciate you. You're goated as hell. Oh, man. So what is your New Year's resolution, Hypnotic?
Well, I want to hit 100K. I know that's a fucking long shot, but I want to do that. And honestly, like, it's gonna sound gay as fuck, but I want to grow my manga collection to something obnoxious. So like right now, I'm up to a little over, I think, 600 books. I haven't counted it, like 600-700 books, and I want to get to like probably 2,000 by the end of the year, maybe a little bit more.
Jesus.
So
yeah,
I'm working on it. I got 3 bookshelves that are almost full, and I might need more. So
awesome.
IKEA it is.
You're doing well. Yeah, look, dude, when it comes to the 100K, it's the dream, right? It was for me. It just happened so freaking fast for me, and I don't even know why, and I still don't even know how it happened, how any of this worked. But it was so quick, and all it takes is like that 1 month or that 2 months of the algorithm. If the algorithm shines on you, you go harder than you've ever went in your entire life. And then, of course, you always ask people to subscribe. And I know it's a lot of people who don't like to do that, and I was the same way at first. But there's like a lot of psychological reasons behind it, and people will subscribe to you and they'll enjoy your content and stay for your content.
Right.
But they have to be told to do so. And I remember I started doing that, and then I started playing, pitting GameStop against myself, and I would post their sub numbers on their channel versus me. And I was like 20K behind them, and it was just like wildfire. And I hit 100K in February 2020. And I was like, well, and ever since then, like that last 10K was so stressful, I could barely sleep. I was like, please,
Right.
I have to do. It's like a dream, right? And once I hit it, I never thought about it again. I don't worry about it anymore. I don't worry about like growth. I mean, I want to grow. I do, and I do still try to do everything I did before. I experiment a lot, but I don't have that weird anxiety of 100K over my head anymore. It's like gone.
I think I don't know if it's anxiety, man. I think it's just I'm very driven, and I'm also very stubborn too. So like I put those goals out there for myself, knowing that they're far, but I put it out there as like a reminder to stay consistent every day. Because
The closer.
I do 2 videos every single day. It doesn't matter if I'm sick. Doesn't matter if I fucking got home late or whatever, which happens very often. it doesn't matter. Like it's 2 videos every day, 7 days a week, nonstop. So eventually, something clicks always, right? Like you said,
Yeah.
and then when it clicks, I will grift the hell out of it until there's nothing left, and then I'll move on to the next, right? So like the first one was Rings of Power. I got my first few thousand from that. Second one was Velma, got a few thousand from that. Third one was Bud Light, got a lot from that Bud Light and Target situation. Fourth one, Doctor Who is big right now.
Yeah.
So like I don't care. Like I know like when it hits, when it clicks, you got to go. And if you don't go, you're just dropping the ball. So I'm doing what I can to try to hit 100K just for myself. I don't really care. I'm not like comparing myself to anybody or anything. I want to do it for myself. I want to say I fucking hit 100K. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, exactly. 100% same. Yeah, I was like, I just want to be able to say, I want to get the stupid plaque, and just want to be able to say.
I said the same thing to myself with 10K. I was like, I just want to hit 10K. Actually, it was more like I want to hit 1K. Then after 1K, I was like, I just want to hit 10K. And after I hit 10K, I was like, all right, maybe 100K.
Yeah, that's where it stopped for me. I was like, man, I just need to hit that 100K after I hit all my goals. And then after that, I was like, I'm free. I'm free from. I was like Genie at the end of freaking Aladdin when he takes his cuffs off. I was like, I'm free now. I can just have a good time. And I've never thought about it again. I will. I think I would though if my channel started like going crazy or something. And I got to 900K. I think it would start creeping back in because I kind of was like whatever until like 90K. And then I was like, oh shit, this is like this might happen. And I was like 91, 92, 93, 94, 95. And I was like, oh, and then it fucking stopped. And I was like, oh no. And it was like a month and a half until I hit 100K. And I was like, it was so stressful. That 1 month and a half, I was like, please, God, please, Jesus.
I have to remind myself because sometimes like when because my videos like on average get a few thousand views, but sometimes every now and then YouTube acts funny and it goes down to like 500 to 1,000 or 1,500, whatever. I got to remind myself, like, I thought that these numbers were impossible. And now this is my average. So I got to remind myself, like, I got to keep going because eventually, this will be nothing compared to what I could do. So it's a lot though. You got to be your own biggest fan until someone else is,
Yep. 100%. And you won't like it. You don't feel like it's possible. And you also have to gauge your reaction or your expectations because when I first started, it was crazy. Like no one was watching obviously for a while. And then all of a sudden, one of my videos blew up and I put out another video and it got 100K in like 2 days. And I was like, oh shit. So I think for almost 20 videos in a row, I got 100K. And I was like, I'm a real YouTuber now. And I was like, I'm one of them. I did it. And then of course they started slowing down and I got down to like 30K per video. And I thought I was a failure. And then I have to like sit in my chair and remind myself, I'm like, bro, I was getting like 80 views on my videos before this. Like I need to chill the fuck out. And I've used that philosophy for a while, and now I average about 40K per video, and that's totally fucking fine for me. I'm not a critical drinker. My thing is I like doing live streams. I like doing shows like this. This is what I really enjoy, and I love making videos too. But getting those, I've kind of I let the dream die about getting hundreds of Ks, 100K views per video because that's almost regulated to like hyper YouTubers now. I mean, people like Asmongold and people like Mudahar still only get 300 to 400K per video, and they're like the biggest in the world. So I mean,
they have 3 million, 4 million, whatever.
Yeah, getting 50 to 80K per. I mean, my last video is about to hit 60K. Like that's pretty damn good for me. So I take it. I take it how I can get it. And but no, if you keep grinding, you'll hit 100K. It just takes that 1 month where shit hits the fan. My alt channel is a great example of this. My alt channel.
Yeah, I remember that. I saw that.
I wasn't getting shit, like 20 views per video. And I noticed overnight, I I sign into it once a day and refresh it, and then I go back to my main one. I signed into it and I noticed it had like 100 more subscribers, which was a lot for that time. And it had like 80,000 views or something. And it usually has like 10,000 views per month. And I was like, what? And I went and looked, and it was like a video that I did. It was like a clip from me and Gary. I had Nerdrotic on my show, Gary.
Yep.
And I was like, interesting. So I text my editor and I'm like, put 5 Gary clips out.
Yeah.
I was like, go back to the old timestamps we had and put 5 Gary clips out. And he's like, all right, got you. And he puts out 5 Gary clips, and the first one he puts out gets 200K views in like 1 day.
Yep.
And I was like, yep, I remember this. And it felt like it did back in the day. I was like, oh shit. And I got 6,000 subs in like a month. And it just, and now it's a completely viable channel by itself.
But that's what I tell the guys in Saturday Night Hypnosis, because they always ask me for advice, and I'm like, dude, whatever you upload, just if something fucking clicks and it goes crazy, you better for the next 2 weeks upload mostly only that.
Yep.
Until it tapers off. It will taper off, you know, but you have to kind of mix it a little bit, just because you don't want your channel to only be that, but still, like, you need to grift on it. I'm just being real with you.
Yeah, well, like my buddy Disparo, straight up, like he popped off with Rings of Power. He used the same thumbnail for like 9 videos. He didn't change anything. He just the same thumbnail, and it just blew up. Or like I tell this story a lot because it's just to encourage people. You know, my buddy Josiah, he's at like 340K. I still remember when we were celebrating him getting 100 subs on his channel. We were like, bro, that's awesome. And he hit 1K, and then I have the shots saved or whatever where I was like, yo, congrats on like 100K, or 1,000. And then I was like, yo, congrats on like 10K. And then when he hit 10K, it was like 6 months and he hit 150. It was just his channel just blew up.
You just gotta when it happens, you gotta grind it into the damn ground. And which is what I did. I released like 40 GameStop videos in a row when it took off. I was like, oh, well, I'm GameStop guy now. And they're like, why is it you only talk about GameStop? I'm like, bro, what do you mean why? It's like, obviously there's a reason for this.
Keep clicking on it.
And I branched out and tried other things, and a lot of other things work, and I do a lot of different things now. But when it pops off, just freaking go as ham as hell.
Just go for it.
Let me get the super chat from Mash. There's actually a couple, but let's get Mash Lions first because he went hard. He says, apologies. Oh my God. Oh my God. Look at his penis. It's massive. Thank you, Mash Lions. I appreciate you. He says, apologies for not making it on Christmas. Merry Christmas to you and everyone in chat. Well, thank you so much for the late Christmas gifts, everybody. I love you. Appreciate you. 350 until No. Yeah, 380, 390 until Fight Milk on a whatever Wednesday the hell this is. Thank you, Master Lions. I appreciate you so much for your pink boy. The red and pink boys are starting to slowly come in. I have to take a shot, or a swig for Kristen McGough and for Master Lions. Thank you guys so much for all your love. You guys are goated as hell. Justin Alicard says, naked fudging snake. Thank you so much for your goal, boy, Justin. I appreciate you always supporting your boy. X-Wing says Cam's going to be in the Clown Malt Liquor car 2024, and by 2025, he's going to be in that Wonder Bread car repping Fig Newtons and Big Reds. Man, I wish. Thank you so much, X-Wing. I love you. Appreciate you, dude. Infinity Creation says, what's up, y'all? Hey, Camelot, do you know of Jacob Baldino from Gamer Ran X? He loves Metal Gear, and he make for a cool guest, so about him on now. Dude, tag him in my most recent tweet where I talk about guests. Because every time I see somebody and I look at their account and all that stuff, and I bookmark it. And I have like 100 bookmarks of possible guests. So I try to reach out to them, but then I lose track of what I'm doing and I don't do it. Thank you, Infinity Creations. I appreciate you so much. And again, Mash Lawns, you're goated. But real quick, let me take the swig for Kristen McGough and his red boy. Thank you, my friend. We're going to do another one for the boys. Everybody's like, LOL, Hypnotic bouncing around. Yeah, it's hilarious.
Dude, it's
It
so
works.
good.
Gotta join in somehow. Wait till Naked Snake.
Hey, pure heat, boys.
Took a sip of water. He's like, gotta get that down.
I made my dad try whiskey recently, and I see my dad like once in a while. I saw him like 6 times this year, which is like a record.
Oh, nice.
Because I was racing full time, so he showed up a lot, and he helped me build my new engine and replace it, which we immediately exploded. So it's fun. But I saw him a lot, and I saw him recently, and I made him drink whiskey. I didn't make him, but I was like, you should try this. And he's like, I don't know, because he doesn't really drink anymore. And he said he hadn't had whiskey since he was like in his 20s, and he's 56 now. And he drank it, and he's like, oh, he's like, it's so spicy. It's like when you breathe out, it's like feels like heat breathing out. Which is why those goofy ass St. Bernards had the little jug of whiskey on their neck when they would go around saving people in the cold, because it made you feel warm. They give you whiskey to make you feel warm. They didn't actually make you warm. It actually made you suffer from hypothermia faster, but it's fine.
Who cares? You're drunk and you're feeling good about yourself. So
yeah, it's all good. I would rather be drunk and dying than like sober and dying.
Yeah.
It'd be way better.
Fun story about whiskey real quick. The first time Lady Epic had ever tried whiskey. I don't drink, so she drinks for me. We went to like a party and all these guys were like standing around and they were like pouring little like glasses of whiskey. She didn't know because she had never had whiskey before, so they poured it in a glass and she just downed it in one shot.
Oh, jeez.
And they were like, "What are you
Oh,
doing?" And she was like,
no.
"What? Are you not supposed to do that?" And they're like, "That's like a sipping whiskey. You're supposed
You're
to
not
like,
supposed to do that.
yeah, oh yeah."
No.
That
Too high of
night she-
alcohol to be.
That night she smashed the glass of whiskey. She did like a couple shots of gin and tonic. She drank a couple glasses of wine. She tried everything, and they're like, "You're not supposed to do this." Yeah, it was an interesting night for her.
Oh my god.
Don't mix those hard alcohols.
Yeah,
No.
she didn't give a fuck at all. Yeah.
You die immediately. Yeah, no. Yeah, if I drink in whiskey, I'd stay with whiskey, and I might
That's
add
fair.
some rum, maybe like high shelf shit, but no, nothing else. What is your New Year's resolution, Epic Mike?
Yeah, so try not to go too long-winded. Might be a little sentimental, but yeah, my youngest that we had last December has been sick and in and out of the hospital. She's been kind of on a 4-month stint in the hospital. So my goal this year is to get her home, which would make my next goal significantly easier, which is to actually start back up on my YouTube channel. I posted like 2 videos, and I got so busy with life stuff that I just haven't been able to be consistent. And anybody that knows me knows if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. And I don't like half-assing shit. So I was like, I just got to step away until I can actually just sit down and really do it. So yeah, my goal is to get back on YouTube full time and start doing YouTube videos, posting reviews, talking about movie shit. And my other goal is to get back down to high school weight of 220. So
yeah.
that's what I'm gonna work on. I'm starting to diet a little bit and stuff, go back on my carnivore diet and really hit it hard. And yeah, we'll get back to rocking again. So
Bro, it honestly, it doesn't take long. So I started my cut diet in November.
Yeah.
And it is now December 27th. And I've almost lost 25 pounds. I'm right at 25
Holy
pounds,
shit.
right there. And
yeah,
it's just dieting, no cheating. Although I did drink a little bit of whiskey at Content House and blacked out. But that's the only, and I ate one biscuit and I survived. Which I felt real bad about it. Fucking Zia was over there eating donuts every chance she got. I come downstairs, she's just fucking grazing on donuts. I'm like, you bitch. How could you? But yeah, and then of course Christmas Day, or no, Christmas Eve, I ate ham. It was like honey baked ham or something. It was so good. It was unbelievable. Usually I don't like ham, but god damn, it was amazing.
Yeah.
So but yeah, other than that, I've been pretty good, and lost a lot of weight that way. So it doesn't take long. What do you have? What do you have to lose? How much do you need to lose to get to 220?
I don't want to even say because I'm pretty fucking heavy right now. It's over 100 pounds, but I will say this: the last time I went on like a carnivore diet and just did it, I dropped 70 pounds in like 3 months.
Yeah,
and that was without hardly working out. I was just walking. I just started walking and doing that and blew through it. Like
That's
if I can
crazy.
start hitting the gym and stuff, it'll go pretty quick.
Yeah,
so.
6 to 8 months without cheating and without failing, you'll hit that goal so fast. It's crazy.
Yeah, and I'm pretty excited about it. It feels good to do that. I did it once, then I decided I really like chicken wings and pizza. And
oh yeah, same.
So,
fuck, it's so good.
I'm pulling a Mac. I've been telling everybody I'm pulling a Mac from It's Always Sunny. I'm just in my bulking phase right now. It's just been the last 10 years of bulking phase. So,
dude, he did so much steroids to get to that season 10 like point to where he was shredded, and he did the gay dance in front of Frank. He's like, I get it, dude. He was shredded, and he implied he did gear, but I think they're contractually like they can't say it. But he was one of the only people that was like, he said it. He said, he was like, there's a lot of other things involved that helped me out a lot, and he's like, he like was smiling. He's like, yeah, of course. He was on trend. Of course, you don't get that shredded without trend. Trend's important to shred. Yeah. And he got there. So yeah, there's a lot there, but just from dieting, that's easy. It's just, you got to get past the first like couple weeks and then you're good.
Oh, it's brutal.
Those first few weeks are the worst.
Your body's like, yo, you remember that bread? And I'm like, yeah, I had it like 2 weeks ago. Leave me alone.
Dude, it is the weirdest phenomena ever when you are like, Fuck crackers. I don't need no bread. I don't even white bread's gay. And then you're on a diet for like a month and a half, and then you literally just see a piece of white bread and you like nibble a corner off, and you're like, why does this taste like the best thing I've ever tasted in my life?
Just like you're just like throw it in the trash. Like I gotta stay away. Yeah.
Dude, I ate a saltine the other day, a saltine cracker, bro, and it like crumbled in my mouth, and I was like, I can't believe how good this is. This is unbelievable.
Oh no, that's
I don't
how
know.
it gets you.
I was just dieting for like the last month, and then Christmas came, and I was like, got to eat, dinner with the family, and then now I'm just like, some pizza sounds good right now.
Oh, good. I wish.
Some fried chicken right now, and then I'm like, need to get back on my diet, and it's just like, it's fucking hard.
Oh yeah, when I was like blackout drunk, apparently I ate one bite of a slice of pizza, and Zia was like, I told her I felt bad about it, and I was like, I ate one bite of pizza. Oops.
That's how you know you're really, really dedicated to the diet. Even when you're blackout drunk, you're like, yo, I'm not cool with this.
You just like lay your feelings out there about a fucking slice of pizza. It's bad.
I remember when I was pretty drunk, I was like opening the boxes and smelling them. I was like, oh my god, it's so good.
But you're just doing it to yourself at that point. Like,
this cheat day is just
you can't smell it, man.
I think it was that Parks and Rec. There's like a scene where this guy's like always dieting. He's in great shape. It's like the Rob Lowe character, maybe.
Yeah, Rob Lowe.
And like the way he does it is he asks everybody if he could smell their shit. He's like, let me smell your food. He's like, you got a sandwich? I want to smell it. Oh wow. But he can't eat it. It's hilarious. Xander says, when I worked at Babylon B, we played D&D, and the nicest guy there ended up locking the inn and burning it to force a confession when the guy was begging. Jesus. Yeah. Thank you, Xander. I appreciate you. Xander again says, Cody, how long do you need to walk for it to work? What do you mean? What do you mean, how long do I need to walk for what to work? Like dieting? I don't walk. I do Stairmaster on like really. I do Stairmaster on really high.
Put them down.
Yeah, I do heavy weightlifting, and I walk up Stairmaster.
Stairmaster will kill you.
And I'll do it on real high resistance to where I'm like freaking throw up every time I do it. And I only do it for a short period of time, 10, 15 minutes. Anything else, and then you start attacking your muscle mass. You don't want to do that. So sorry, it was probably me. Damn, Ray, can you breathing so hard? Or he's out of breath. We're talking about pizza, and he's like, oh fuck, bro. He's thinking about it too hard.
Yeah. Here's the thing too, like I appreciate that you mentioned that, because a lot of weightlifters and stuff talk about, you're like, well, why don't you go like sprinting or do like long runs and stuff? I'm like, I heard about those runners that got attacked by that mountain lion. They couldn't do anything against it, and that thing was emaciated. Listen, I won't fuck with lions or cats or anything, but that thing was emaciated and dying. Just do the Stairmaster, and then you can fight off a lion a little bit longer.
Yeah, the issue is a lot of people, and this is Hollywood, and it'll show a character like Alan Richen or whatever. He'll come out and he'll be jacked as fuck, and he's like, I'm gonna go work out, babe. And she's like, okay, honey, in the scene, and then he goes outside and like sweats and just runs. And I'm like, that's not how he didn't get a giant chest and delts and upper back from running. He got that from heavy lifting 7 days a week. Running attacks muscle mass just as much as it attacks fat deposits. It's whatever is denser and gives your body more energy, which usually is your muscle mass. You don't do long distance running. The best way to get an idea of this, if you don't believe it, because a lot of people, they swear by that shit, and I'm like, send me a picture of yourself, and they're like, not jacked. And I'm like, see, this makes a lot of sense. So I go to Google and type in long distance runner, and just go to images, and you will see immediately why you don't want to do long distance running as a form of cardio. They're all stick figures. If you want to retain muscle mass, you got to lift heavy shit, and that's it. Eat and lift heavy shit. It's not rocket science. And then cut down, do a very high protein, low carb cut for 12 weeks. Do some high intense cardio, short periods of time, really, really high intense, a couple times a week. That's what you do. I'll never understand this fucking long distance cardio thing to get it jacked and shredded. It's just not a thing. Every bodybuilder on earth will be like, you'll be like, do you do cardio? And they'll be like, what? No, what the fuck are you talking about? I would lose my gains. You can't do cardio. You will lose your gains.
The only time you see a bodybuilder doing cardio is when it's cutting and it's just they're walking. That's it.
I used to walk a lot, but that when I got to my most shredded in high school, where I was actually like super jacked and stuff, it was because there was a girl that lived 1.5 miles down the road from me, and I didn't have a car because I was in high school. So I just started walking 1.5 miles. So it was like 3 miles, there and back every day because I was chasing tail. So
Yeah,
just
dude.
give yourself something to walk towards, like just, yeah.
It's working. That's how you do it, bro. Yeah. So yeah, that's the idea. If you want to get big, eat a lot and lift a lot. And if you want to get shredded, do some high intense stuff. One of the things I used to do is I would do a 15 minutes on the treadmill. I would walk at 4 miles an hour. Then I would increase it to 12 miles an hour for 30 seconds. Then I'd stop. I'd do back to 4 miles an hour for 2 minutes. Then 30 seconds, 30 seconds, 10 to 12 miles an hour again. And I do it for 10 minutes. You get to where you're like almost puking, and then you get off. And you do it 3 times a week, separated by a day. You do not want to attack muscle mass. Things that people don't understand. You work out for 10 years straight, garnering muscle mass. You can destroy that in one cutting cycle by doing long form cardio. You can't get that 10 years back. That is why bodybuilders don't do long distance cardio. That's the whole point. Is they work 10 years, 15 years to get that muscle mass, and you're like, why don't you just run, bro? I'm like, there's a reason you don't look like that guy. Everybody wants to get jacked, but they want to do cardio, and I'll never understand it. It's the weirdest shit in the world.
Yeah.
So long distance is not a mile. 100% I agree. Long distance is definitely not a mile. But I know people that they're like, yeah, I'll do 45 minutes on the treadmill before I do my lifting session. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing that for? They're like, and I'm like, well, what's your goal? Are you trying to do a triathlon? What are you trying to do? And they're like, well, I'm trying to get jacked and like huge. And I'm like, what the fuck you do? Who told you to run for 45 minutes? Who told you this? Oh, I saw it on TV. I just see people on TV running. I think it's what you're supposed to do. No, stop. Fucking stop. Master Lions, member for almost a year. I love you, baby. I appreciate you. And I appreciate you, Pink Boy. We got 9 minutes until Naked Snake happens, boys. 9 whole minutes until Naked Snake. Thank you so much for all your Pink Boys. I'm going to shout out my boys real quick in the chat. We got Mega Man with the first Pink Boy of the night. Thank you again. I appreciate you. Mega Man with the first Red Boy of the night as well. I appreciate you. Krista McGoff with the first Red Boy Norwegian Krogans of the night. Thank you, my friend. And Master Lions with the second Pink Boy of the night. We had 2 Pink Boys, two Red Boys, ass ton of Gold Boys, ass ton of Orange Boys. I appreciate you guys so much. And we did hit Naked Snake. Thank you guys so much for all your support. And thank you for the top dog today, Mr. Chronicles. Love you. And I appreciate you. You're the GOAT. Xanthonium, thank you so much for saying that in the chat, because I totally missed this. I remember I kept thinking I needed to go back to it, and I kept forgetting. So it says, evening, gents. Camelot, my boy, moved down to Huntsville last year, and he's found 5 abandoned dogs, 11 adopted, or 1 I adopted. What's the deal down there? Love you, trying to catch you in Colorado. I don't know. Maybe it's because it's kind of a city area. There's an ass ton of houses like all around. It's like a suburban-y area, and then you get into downtown, and it's like a city area. It's very highly populated. It's probably why. Thank you, Xanthonium, and I'm sorry I missed that. Xanothium. Thank you. I appreciate you. I thought you said you moved to Huntsville. I'm like, well, let's fucking hang out, bro. No one ever hangs out with me. What the hell? No one cares about me. It's weird. Thank you. Oh my gosh. So we heard everybody's New Year's resolutions. What do you guys got going on? I know Hypnotic's just putting out content left and right, hand over fist. What do you got going on, Raiken? You got any big streams planned, games planned? What do you got going on?
No big streams right now. Just doing my normal gaming streams as usual. I found out that they have Kingdom Hearts on PC, so I've been jumping into that.
Awesome. Yeah. I noticed that they had Metal Gear HD Collection now on PC, and it wasn't 60 frames at first, but now it is. I saw somebody play it, and it was 60 frames. I went, well, I gotta buy that. Love Metal Gear. I need to play it on my alt channel, but I never remember to, because I'm a bad friend. I'm like, man, I need to start streaming games on my alt channel since it's got a viewership now, and then I just never do it.
I was gonna say, you said that like 2 months ago that you were gonna start streaming on your alt channels. Like,
yeah,
nothing happened.
I just keep doing nothing. I keep doing all the other things. Life's stressful. I don't know. You said you're gonna launch your channel. When are you gonna launch or relaunch your channel, Epic Mike?
Probably like the beginning of the year. I'm probably still just gonna do it because I'm pissed off. Do a Rebel Moon review because that movie sucks.
Yeah.
And listen, I was a big Zack Snyder defender for a long time, but fuck that. His movies suck. So probably beginning of the year, I'll be doing that. I'm on Kick right now But I want to, now that Rumble and everything has kind of got their multi-streaming stuff kind of figured out, I'd love to just start streaming on Rumble, Kick, kind of just do it all, man. Just get everywhere. Hopefully gets back to some good gaming streams and stuff like that. But yeah, I definitely want to do some more stuff with movies. Big thing next year. Boy, oh boy, this Epicverse thing, man. Me and Josiah have been working really hard.
Dude, I've been waiting patiently for something to pop off.
Bro, it's we just wanted to we just put our heads down because I don't want to release too much and it take too long. So like we're just kind of loading up. We got a lot of stuff to get done, but yeah, we're without giving a date, the projection, the hope is early Q1 of next year. So,
hell yeah, dude, I'm looking forward to that. Look who it is.
Yeah.
Steph's on the chat. Look at her. How you doing, baby?
Steph.
She's somebody I need to get. Why does she never comments on my thing when I'm like, hey, who wants to come on CamelCast? She never says it. I'm like, fuck, I could have brought her on. What the hell?
Steph's awesome.
Everybody needs to, if you ever see that shit in the comments or in the chat, anybody, you see that shit pop off and you want to come on the show, just say something.
Yeah.
Because I try to pick people from that. When I don't have a guest, I try to pick people from my tweets, man. My tweets. Renee Galar says, have anyone seen Blue Eyed Samurai? You all about that shit, aren't you, Renee? Every stream, I'm like, it's a super chat. Anybody seen Blue Eyed Samurai?
Anybody watch that stuff? He's like, I've got to find somebody.
Hold on. Let me pull this up again. I'm gonna go find Blue Eyed Samurai right now.
I just can't get into like the 3D anime.
Oh, I have looked this up before already. That's funny. Blue Eyed Samurai. Oh, it says it's one season, so it's got a cast of people. Let me look images. So it's like a 3D style anime deal. It's apparently bad. Renee swears by it, so I need to probably check this out.
I've heard it's good. A couple different people have told me it's good. So,
all right. Well, I know what I'm going to be pulling up. Master Lions gifted 5 memberships. Thank you so much, Master Lions. I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you for all your support today. You've been crazy as hell. I don't deserve your love. I don't deserve any of these super chats or memberships. But I am very thankful for you guys in the chat. Thank you for always supporting my dumb ass. Junebug, happy new year. Thank you so much, Junebug. I love you. I appreciate you. Make sure you guys do me a favor and like the show right now. If you haven't liked it, we're 80 away from the goal. Hit the goal. I want to hit the goal before 11:30. You got 3 minutes. Hit it. Hit the like button. Close your little chat. Hit the like button. Stop being bitches. Because unfortunately, the like button is what kills or saves our lives. Think of it as a mortgage. Thank you guys so much, everybody, for joining me tonight. We're gonna do some Naked Snake as soon as these super chats stop fucking coming in. You bastard, Noah! How could you? It says my New Year's resolution: starting a carnivore diet and using this book I got for Christmas to help me get started working out. Plus, starting a seltzer company and sponsoring you. Oh well, hell yeah! I take back everything I said about you interrupting my content. Thank you so much, Noah Sanders. I appreciate you guys. And thank you again, my friend. I do have a sponsor for my GNSS series, but I do not have a sponsor for Daytona yet. Oh, well, shit. Hold on. No, I meant I don't have a sponsor for future stuff that's happening. God, thank you, Noah. I appreciate you so much. I love you. You're goated as hell. Thank you. Everybody on Locals, everybody on Rumble. Bill Dozer says, hate that your kid is going through that, Mike. Praying for the God's healing hand to guide the healthcare professionals so she can stay out of the hospital. Thank you, Bill Dozer.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Over on Rumble. Thank you guys so much. Awesome show tonight. Awesome show. Oh, Steph says I did that one time. We'll do it again. Do it again, damn it, Steph. Because we need to get on it, doggone it. It's time for, I don't know who's all doing Naked Snake. I know I'm doing it. Because it's my thing. But if anybody wants to participate, you're more than welcome to. If you don't want to, that's totally cool as well. But I gotta find my bandana. And I don't know where it is. I remember I was kind of drunk and I took it off and threw it. Oh shit, I don't know where it is. Raiken, tell people where they can follow you. You're streaming mainly on Rumble right now, correct?
Yeah, just right now it's just Rumble. Probably early next year I'm going to be doing stuff on YouTube, but it's just RaikenNight on Rumble and Twitter. But that's all I use right now. But hopefully next year I'm going to be doing YouTube. I just got to figure out editing and stuff because I've never edited any videos. It's just all streaming.
Once you do it once or twice, you'll be like, okay, I kind of understand it, and you just get
riding a bike.
I put his Rumble channel in the chat. Everyone, give it some love. I'm gonna go ahead and go find my bandana. So, Hypnotic, tell people where they can follow you before I get back?
You just follow me, Hypnotic, on YouTube with 2 C's because some bastard stole the one with 1 C. And you can follow me on Twitter, Real Hypnotic 1 on Twitter, and Real Hypnotic YouTube on Instagram. So that's basically it. Mainly on YouTube. I mean, I'm on Rumble, but everything's just syndicated on Rumble. I don't really do anything specific on Rumble. So YouTube is the primary.
Sadly,
Is there a reason why you do everything on Rumble only? Is it just a
it was just I just decided to just start streaming on Rumble just because it's like I didn't want to have to worry about YouTube TOS.
Sure. That I don't blame you.
Yeah. And because Rumble's really small right now, I figured there's a good chance it's gonna grow. So if I start out there and be there when it starts to grow, it's like I might have a chance to get fairly big on there.
Right.
And I mean, I got the into like the small creator program for like the 1 month that they did it, so that was cool. But
oh, did you? That's cool.
Yeah,
like
that's
with
awesome.
Rumble, I feel like their live stream algorithm is pretty good. The only thing is they don't allow you to comment unless you're obviously signed in. So
yeah,
you know, you get, and there's a lot of people not signed in on Rumble. They just refuse for some reason. So I'll have probably like 30 to 50 maybe like viewers concurrent on Rumble when I do my Saturday streams, but like one person chats, you know, or maybe two.
It's that they don't want to verify their accounts because they have to do like either phone or email to verify their accounts, and they don't want to go through that process usually.
Right. So that kind of like leaves it in, you know, it looks like you have good engagement for your size, and then it's like nobody's chatting. So
that's
it's a little odd.
The lack of interaction. I mean, that's part of the reason I actually went to Kick is because I have friends that are on Rumble that, have said that that's the biggest issue sometimes they have is that they just have had trouble and with interactions on Rumble, like just getting people to like talk and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'd say like the last couple months, I've definitely gotten significantly more interaction. I have a lot more of people that just come around always to talk and chat.
I like what they did with the main page though. Like for they made it kind of like YouTube in a way. The profile page.
Yeah,
you know, they finally made it like decent looking, not horribly ugly like it was before.
And it's like, go ahead.
They're trying to push more non-political stuff on their front page too. Like this last week, I've gotten featured 3 times on their main page on like the very top.
Nice.
So like they're trying to push more of like the gaming or just like the regular podcasts that are not political stuff because they're trying to push more of that on their platform because they don't want to be just known as like political platform.
No, of course.
It's been really nice.
That's how you grow. You can't stick to the one shtick. You gotta get everything, you know. YouTube didn't grow being a political freaking, you know, channel. You know, so ridiculous.
Yep. Rumble's been doing well. Especially with the only thing now, I don't know, I could be wrong. I haven't researched, but I don't know if you can Rumble rant from mobile yet. Not yet. They're
just desktop.
They're going to be coming. It's going to be coming to, I think, the Apple first, and then probably Google. Just to like the Android. The problem is they're trying to figure out how to get around the
40% for Apple. You know.
Yeah, Apple. It's more with Google that they have an issue with because Google owns YouTube, so it's like that's their competitor. They want to be paying their competitor money for their super chats.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah, that's it. I think once because you know so many people use mobile, I think that'll really help the app. Because if you could make similar on Rumble Rant, just some kind of support to keep you on Rumble, I feel like that would help Rumble in a big way. Rumble's been really pretty supportive in that aspect so far.
They're going to be rolling out more ads now for mobile, at least for Apple at the moment. So you're going to see probably an increase in ad revenue on your streams. Not saying it's going to be significant, but it's going to be more than whatever you were normally getting.
Yeah, I only get about 5,000 views per like upload on Rumble, which is pretty good. But yeah, I think once they institute some kind of algorithm too that will somehow push certain content to people that are watching certain styles of video, I think that'll really take off. I'm glad to be on like the ground floor. I hope when that happens, like I want to be one of the creators that was like one of the first creators on Rumble, and
Yeah, that's what I was telling them. Is like that's why I kind of started on Rumble. It's like I wanted to start out there because it's like it's small. If I'm there when things start to pop off, I might have a chance to get bigger on there.
Yeah, and then in 2035 when we're talking about 2022, 2021 people on Rumble is big deal, and they're sitting there at like 5 million followers on Rumble now, and that's kind of what that's kind of my goal is on Rumble is to hit 100K on Rumble. I'm at 25K following, but it's always kind of growing. It's just hard to get like a really big one where you just get a big influx. So still, I think that they're probably working towards all that. And once they institute something like that, some kind of algorithm, people that are maybe considered commentary channels are going to go nuclear in that space.
I think 2024 is going to be an interesting year for Rumble because even though I think people are just going to want to get away from YouTube. If YouTube, even if it's not for political reasons, they're going to want to go over to Rumble just to get away from YouTube for whatever reason.
Yep, 100%. Especially if you get banned on it. I think that the only saving grace that's the scary thing about YouTube is if I got banned on YouTube, I don't think I'm large enough for Rumble to give a fuck. That's the scary part. I'm like, man, because you would want something to fall back on. I would be streaming on Rumble. I don't know how long I'd be able to do it, so we'd have to see, I guess. We'd have to see. That's why I have locals. And that is why I have Rumble. And that is why I have my alt channel on YouTube, just for all those. It's like safety nets here and there. But we'll see. Well, as soon as Epic Mike gets back, we're going to do Naked Snake, and then we'll log the hell off here. Thank you guys so much for all your support tonight. Huge show today with a bunch of new folks. Well, Epic Mike and Hypnotic have been on before, but still, it's fun. It's good.
Yeah.
It's real good. Let's see who we got here. Okay, so let's see. Hold on. Let's see how long my boy's been live here. Looking at stuff real quick. Yeah, we'll give it a go. All right, that's what we'll set it as then. Here we go. All right, it's time for the 252nd Naked Snake in a row, guys. Appreciate you guys so much for all your love and kindness. It's time to get on it. Doggone it. Everybody in the chat, I need you spamming Naked Snake, either the word or the emoji if you remember. It's time again for Naked Snake. I appreciate you guys so much for all the support. Let's do it one more time. Here we go. In honor of RaikenNight, Epic Mike, Hypnotic, all the people that joined the party, Mega Man Chronicles, Christian McGough, Master Lions. I appreciate all of you so much. Trent Westbrook, all these people, you guys are goated as hell. Monkey Man in the chat with the first Naked Boy. I appreciate you. Let me take my headphones off for 2 seconds.
Still remember when I first heard this song. I was like, man, this is badass.
Yeah, I never heard this song until I started watching Camelot.
All right.
Oh man, you got to see it in game. It's great.
Searching, I'll melt into you.
Here we go, boys.
What a fear in my heart, but you're so supreme.
Oh, Raiken!
Oh no!
Oh my God! In my
shit.
time, here we go. There be nobody else. Look at it! Oh my God! Cry. It's the way I fly to you. Here we go. I'm still in a dream, snake eater. Let's see if Hypnotic can match this. You ready? Here we go.
Here we go.
Oh my God, everybody in the chat. Let's give a big round of applause for Hypnotic. RaikenNight, can you jiggle your titties, Raiken? Something's happening. There's something happening, I can tell. Hell yeah. Thank you, Raiken. Appreciate you. Even though you're muted, I love you.
Sorry, I didn't want to be dancing to my chair squeaking.
Oh, you're all good. Thank you so much. Thank you, Hypnotic. Look at it. God, I wish I looked like that. Like a tank from Left 4 Dead. Thank you guys so much in the chat. You guys are goated as hell. Appreciate you guys so much. You guys are goated. Best community on YouTube, bar none, easily peasily. We have one more jiggle titty before it's over. Here we go, boys. You get one more. We're still in a dream, boys. Center screen. Here we go.
Nope, definitely gotta do it that well.
Thank you guys so much. Plot twist is that's a real picture of Hypnotic.
Yeah, that's actually what he looks like. Yeah. Been hiding it the whole time.
Oh
Definitely.
my God.
100%.
Make sure you guys do me a favor, like the show. I appreciate you guys so much. And before we log off here, though, we got to do something. We got to give Hypnotic a shout out for Pink Boy. Oh my God! Woo! My boy! Happy New Year, Camelot, and everyone in chat. And to all three on the panel, Hypnotic, I like your content, and I'll check out Mike and RaikenNight. Thank you, Master Lions. Give everybody some love. Stream Elements, I've been posting all their links, but here's Raiken's again. I'll post it from my personal little doodad. Here is Hypnotic's link. They're also all in the description, of course, but we're going to post the links anyway. Oh, God, I always have to click channel when I put up Hypnotic. There it is. All right. Here's Hypnotic right there in the chat. And then, of course, Epic Mike. We'll do Epic Mike. Epic Mike.
Thank you, Master Lions. Much appreciated.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you having me on, man. It's always a good time.
Dude. Yeah, it's always good. Epic Mike, there he is. Master Lions, I appreciate you so much. There's all the chats to all the boys. Give them some love in their YouTubies. Shout out to Stream Elements. Thank you, Stream Elements. Appreciate you so much. On the way out, make sure you guys like the show. Spam it if you have not. Make sure to double check if you're subscribed and double check that if you've liked the stream. Appreciate you so much. Get the hell on it, doggone it. We're gonna raid Nina Infinity because she's back from her YouTube suspension. Give her some love in her chat. And I'll see you guys Saturday with Chris Gore on Camel Thoughts, and tomorrow I'll be on After Hours with Critical Drinker, and also I'll have a video tomorrow that's very spicy that I'm very nervous about. So I'll see you guys, see what you guys think about that one. It comes out at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time tomorrow. The new video, don't miss it because it is quite the spice. It's quite the spice. Get the hell on it, doggone it. I'll see you guys later. Bye. Bye.